Yes, people, welcome to another edition of the ManDem United podcast on Sarcasm City TV, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. My fellow co-host Harris isn't here, but he should be joining throughout the show. But first and foremost, anyway, love to everybody who's supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity in it. The growth of the channel has been crazy in it. So love to everyone who's tuned in. Big up to everyone who was on the Jamaica watch along on Twitch. That was solely on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, and you lot crossed over. Same way you crossed over to from a Third Eye View on Pi Radio as well yesterday also in it. So large up everybody who is supporting, and please make sure if you're watching this on Twitch right now, follow, subscribe. We've gone over 100 followers on Twitch, so now it's road to 200 followers on Twitch. And equally as important as well, on the YouTube, please make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share it across all the socials. Vitally important you do that. Share it across all the socials. Get as many Manchester United fans in here as possible, and whoever else as well, football fans in general. Share it, and also subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. We recently just hit 3K, so it's now rolled to 4K. The 3K party will be happening this Sunday, so the 3K subscriber party, I'm gonna be waved. I know Yan and Ryan will be waved, and we'll have loads of different people dropping in, all the hosts, all the affiliates, etc. But yes, if you haven't seen the show before, ManDem United podcast is a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. And like I said, Harris will be joining later, but I had to get special guests in it. You know, we only bring the best special guests to Sarcasm City and to ManDem United. So the first special guest I have to introduce is someone who's working extremely hard. Like, he grafts as hard as I do. I seen him on the Euros. I seen him on BBC. He be building his brand, not just by himself though. Like, he has other shows on his channel, so many content creators. He was the first ever guest on ManDem United, and if I remember correctly as well, he was one of the first people. He was the first person to reach out to me outside of like Aaron and Saeed, etc. So I gotta bring Usman Talks United to the show. What are you telling me, Usman? You good?
Yo, first and foremost, the introduction, you love to see it. I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate the love. But look, it's an absolute pleasure being back on the show. Last week, you absolutely smashed it with ties while I enjoy watching that show. Shout out to the homie, first and foremost. But yeah, listen, make sure you're showing love to Flawless, one of the realest in the game. You know, as you just said there, you know, I was one of the first to reach out to you, but I said to you from day one, you're going to achieve great things. I knew from day one, and you know what? It couldn't happen to more genuine guys, so I'm happy to be on your platform, bro. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, man, love for that. And you already know that's why anytime you shout me is normal settings. Because like I said, you reached out to me. I think the channel was even at 1K. We was under 1K on Sarcasm City TV when you reached out to me. So that's why we've always remained cool. And the second guest I've got introduced is someone I'm very gassed to get on, making his debut on the channel. It has took too long, but he's made his debut. His footballing knowledge is second to none in it. I've been on a couple videos with this guy, and I'm like, he knows his football in it. Like, he will spin you if your argument is weak. So we gotta welcome United Aiden to the show. Also, what are you telling me, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Happy to be on. It's been a hot minute, man. I haven't done shows like that, and I haven't even been on with you, man. So I'm gassed to be on. Yeah, gassed to have a talk, and yeah, some good topics, hopefully.
Yeah, man, 100%. We gonna get to it. We gonna discuss all things Manchester United. Nippin's already in the comments. He says big up to everyone. Marlon saying yo, large up Samson. Big up my guy Ryan. You get me? He says big up my big bro and my guy Osman, and he also says big up Aiden. Large up everybody who is tuned in. But as you can see from the title, people at titled this video, Euro 2020 is over. How do Manchester United line up next season? So Euros is done, and how do Manchester United line up next season? Obviously, there's a lot going on. As always with Manchester United, never quiet. We are Hollyoaks FC. There's always something going on. You know what I'm saying? If it's like Albert Square, man. There's always something going on in regards to Manchester United. So how do we line up next season? Obviously, Sancho, the medical is supposed to be happening today. I'm hearing Varane is supposedly on his way in. We don't know if Pogba's staying or leaving. The Camavinga links, you never know. So we'll start with you, Usman. First and foremost, thoughts on Sancho coming in? We'll start there.
Yeah, look, first and foremost, man, you know, man signed for Manchester United, it would be typical that he misses that penalty, you know. Rival fans have already got something to beat him with. But, look, regarding Sancho, I seen the stat the other day. I think Daniel on our podcast was saying that he's the most creative teenager in the history of football in terms of it statistically. Wow. What he's offered at his age. I think people forget how young he is. Obviously, I know he's 21 now, but even in his sort of short career at Dortmund, he's been the most creative player in the Bundesliga time and time again. So he offers something different for me. This is the reason why I want him so Bally, you know, you look at all of our wingers, what they all got in common. Most of them want to play in strike. If not, they inverted forwards. You got Greenwood, who's an inverted forward, realistically a striker. Martial, who thinks he's a striker. Is he a winger? Is he a striker? Obviously, hopefully we'll find that this season. Of course, Rashford, he's more of an inverted forward as well. Sancho is an out-and-out winger. And again, he kind of drifts into different areas. But the most important thing about him, he's creative. We haven't got a creative winger. Like, the only part of creativity we've got realistically is when Mata plays on the wing. Of course, we don't want to see Mata playing right wing. Sancho's his bread and butter is to create chances. You've seen it time and time again. I don't know if a lot of people watch Bundesliga, but I follow Dortmund religiously. Well, pretty closely. His partnership with Hakimi in particular was absolutely phenomenal. Which is another point I do want to make. It'll be interesting to see how Wan-Bissaka benefits from Sancho signing as well. You know, a lot of criticism with you know, Wan-Bissaka in particular is the fact that he can't really get forward enough. He struggles going forward. For me personally, I've always given him the benefit of the doubt. He's working with a different person every single week. Yeah, a lot of the times toward the latter stages of the season was Mason Greenwood, but Greenwood's nature isn't to play on the right wing. He wants to be inside field. A lot of the times Wan-Bissaka is doubled up going forward and defensively. Sancho will offer him some sort of support now. He can actually play the ball to someone and run off them and have that option for him consistently. He's not had that, so hopefully it benefits him as well. He's got a big season ahead of him, but going back to Sancho, the guy's got quality in abundance. I know he's not really contribute to the Euros to an extent, but his creativity and his link-up, most importantly. If you watch his link-up with Haaland, Haaland, bro, if you ever spoke to Haaland, is devastated he's leaving.
Yeah, I think he set up 40%. Sorry to cut you. I think it was 40% of his goals. He set up or something like that. That's almost
something mad.
So no wonder like he starts to see
his link-up play. His link-up play is one-touch football. I mean, I would love to see him with Van der Beek. I know that's a bit of a random comment, but I would be intrigued to see how them two would play, because Van der Beek, Ajax education, one-touch football, and Sancho, that's his bread and butter as well. So it'd be interesting. It's going to bring a different dimension that we've not had for a very long time. So I'm excited to see what it's about.
Bro, you make very, very, very valid points there, especially the Donny one as well, because that's why I'm excited to see Sancho come in and just link up with all the ballers. Aiden, your thoughts on it? Obviously, that's where we have to start. It's the big money signing. We finally got it over the line after it feels like 78 years. So yeah, your thoughts on Sancho, how you see him fitting in, etc., etc.
Yeah, no, I'm gassed with Sancho. Like, I don't think there's much to be said, like in the terms of like how good he's going to be. That hasn't been said really. You know, he's an incredible player. He's 20, I think. You know, he's got like 10 plus, I think 12, 13 years left in him really at the top level. If you've got such technical solidity like he does, he doesn't really need to rely on his athleticism. So he's got ages left. He's a bargain signing, 70 whatever mil. Way too late, you know. I'm not the biggest Oli fan, but how do people expect him to plan if he's giving him a signing a year later? Like, it's ridiculously late. We know this, but, you know, we've got him. That's done. We've got him. Let me not lie. I think my opinion, if Rashford keeps on going the way he is in terms of his injuries, I could see Sancho taking that left wing. That's just me. Yeah, because I think the thing about Sancho is, he's a pass before he shoot player. Rashford's completely the opposite. Like, if you could think of two oppositions of players, they're both, one's a wide striker, one's a winger. They're polar opposites. Like, Rashford gets assists, but if he can shoot or he can pass, he'll always make the opportunity to shoot. You know, I think he could take the left wing spot eventually, but, you know, that's not really the point. The point is we've got a right winger that's solid there, that always knows what he's doing. I'm really interested to see how he lines up with Wan-Bissaka. That's going to be interesting. But my main thing is, what I love about Sancho is that he gets balls into the box. He runs to the byline, wherever it is, into the touchline, and he'll get a ball into the box. I don't see many of our players, especially on the ground, they don't get any balls into the box. Remember that Martial hat-trick he got versus Sheffield United? Tap-ins from in the box. That's the one time I've seen us getting balls to the box. So I'm really gassed for Sancho to be able to do that. And hopefully, like you said, he's sort of like, you know, 10 years ago, he could be like a sort of a 10-ish. If he like drifts in and out, hopefully he can link up. Martial can step further up the field if he plays up front. Because I don't want Martial coming back. It just kills his goals. So, yeah, bro, overall, I'm just gassed with Sancho, man. He's going to be cold. Him, Rashford and Martial, that's going to be different level link up. I can't lie. It's going to be, I'm gassed for it, man.
100%. You made a great point, because I've made that same point, but I like how you put it. And I said that's why Aiden's on it. His knowledge is very good as well in terms of Rashford being a shoot before he passes, where Sancho's the opposite. Because that's what I didn't understand when people were getting onto Sancho and saying we didn't need him. And like, no, United do need Sancho because he's a different winger. I'm not saying Rashford and Greenwood aren't good because I rate them both highly. What I'm saying is, with Sancho, when he plays wide, he's a link-up player. He's trying to play 1-2s. He's trying to play intelligent passes, whereas Rashford and Greenwood both want to cut in and shoot. That is their first thought. And that's not a shot at them. And that's why when Pogba played wide left, we look so much better going forward because he gives us something different. And here's the thing is, it's options. There's going to be times where Rashford and Greenwood are the better options in them wide places. There might be. But then if we're playing against in a low block, imagine Pogba wide left and Sancho wide right. That's creativity from both sides, whether it's Cavani up front, whether it's Martial up front, and then you're being backed up by Bruno or you're being backed up by Donny, etc. So I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fully agree. And I'm gassed about Sancho, and I could see him playing wide right or wide left. The Wan-Bissaka, you both mentioned that as well. I think we see a better Wan-Bissaka too, just because he now has help. You know what I'm saying? Now, Sancho's taking attention away. And I've said this for the longest time about Wan-Bissaka. All he has to learn is to be a functioning right back. Get the ball, pass it inside. Get his crossing better. Learn how to cross the ball better. Be more effective. I'm not saying be unbelievable, just be effective. You know what I'm saying? And he's 2021, so he can definitely improve in that aspect as well. 100%. Or else we are. No, we're here saying Mbappe is better technically than Sancho and a better goal scorer. I don't know about that. People, Statman Bays tried to say that.
I wouldn't say technically. He's a better goal scorer, obviously. I think that's
no, he's not.
Technically, he's not better than Sancho. I mean, I think people are misconstruing the word what technically means. Like, that's down to your technique. Mbappe isn't particularly pretty on the eye if you look at him and base it on his technique. Don't get
he's all right, but
I mean, he's very effective, isn't he? Mbappe, he's very effective, but he's not elegant. You wouldn't say that he's an elegant player. You look at players like Henry compared to Mbappe. Henry, when he's running past people, he was elegant. He was graceful. I wouldn't affiliate those words with Mbappe, but that's just me.
I get that.
Also, just to add to Sancho as well, in terms of something that we've kind of overlooked to an extent, one thing that I've been really impressed with him in terms of his game that we definitely do not have at the moment is his decision making is absolutely world class. I mean, he constantly makes the right decision, especially in the final third. That's something that I've seen time and time again consistently for him at Dortmund. Of course, he's going to make the odd mistake here and there and make the wrong decision, but in general, I'd say maybe 9 out of 10, he makes the right choice when it's the way of the pass or the pass inside. And like obviously, like Aiden said, he's a pass before shoot, and I think that's the best way to describe him, to be fair. Yeah, something different because we have struggled to break down low blocks. So it's kind of like we need just a creative outlet on there just for something different. And we haven't had a right winger in the longest. So the fact he can play right, he can also play left, is just something different. And you don't have to worry about him getting used to, he's English, so you don't have to worry about him getting used to the country and things of that nature. He's going to fit right in. The ManDem are already with him as well. And Statman saying, hey, you tried killing me for that. Yo, you backtracked out of that. You were trying to say, you said it, Statman, Sancho's better than Mbappe, and then you backtracked off it quick. So I'm just saying what happened. People can go check out the ManDem United.
He's more technically better,
3 weeks ago. I would say technically it's better.
Technically. I think, you know, with Mbappe, I think people think Mbappe is Man United Ronaldo. I think if people think in their head what Mbappe is, that's the type of player I think people think Mbappe is. But I actually think, I don't think he was that much of a trickster. If I watch Ronaldo, who's very intricate, like always doing tricks, flicks, I feel like people think that's Mbappe, but the Mbappe that I see is actually not that. I think Sancho is far better technically. Like just the way he manipulates the ball, his like the way he can run. I just think it's better. I like him more, but it's an eye test thing, innit? So
yeah, it's an eye test because I'm a massive fan of Mbappe, but then I'm a massive fan of Sancho too. So either or, the fact that people are putting a player I rate so highly in Mbappe and people are putting Sancho in that bracket feels, because I'm already gassed about Sancho anyway. But people I rate, because there's people who would have watched him more than me, like yourself, Osman. I know Aaron has as well. I'm gassed for it because I've been a fan of Sancho. And then when you see Haaland's response to it, and it's like, right, he set up 40% of his goals, and when Sancho was injured, the goals dried up for Haaland, and you look, Haaland could go for, he's the next wonder kid. You know what I'm saying? Like people have Haaland and Mbappe in that bracket. So if Sancho can do that for Haaland, imagine what he could do for a Martial, a Cavani, a Bruno, you get me, a Rashford, a Greenwood, like, and adding into that mix. And he's going to get better as well, because he's only 2021. So he is only going to get better as well. And Ryan here says it, Sancho is better than Mbappe. I hope you're right still. That means we could do bits if he is. I hope he has that type of impact. Sancho technically is better than Mbappe, but Mbappe more explosive and probably better decision maker in the final third. Okay, we're going to find out about these things. We are. But speaking, all right, we'll skip because we're talking Mbappe. We'll stick with the French theme and we'll talk about Varane. And it looks like, well, reports have it that we are closing in on a deal. How true it is, I don't know. I wait until people are holding up the shirt. I'm still waiting to see Sancho holding up the shirt. But we'll go to you, Aiden, on that. Your thoughts on Varane? Do you think it's a good signing? Was there a centre-back you would have preferred over him, like, etc.? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I'm gassed with Varane. I think, I find it interesting that a lot of Man United fans won't like when people bring up Maguire's CV, and I don't really, but then they're bringing up all of Varane's trophies. Interesting thing. That's what I'm going to say on that. But he's one of the most experienced players in the world. This guy's won like 4 Champions Leagues, I think 2 or 3 La Ligas. He's won the World Cup. He's won it all. Like, if you talk about technical ability, like, he's a good decision maker. Like, he knows how to read stuff. The only thing I have with Varane, it's one simple thing. If you look at Varane and Maguire, they're both centre backs that they're a bit more passive. They'll read the game before they make a tackle. They'll cut out the run before it comes. They'll run in between the player, the 2 players that are coming at them instead of tackling one. I think the best centre back partnerships are built on a balance. Diaz and Stones, Vidic and Ferdinand, they had that yin and yang. Vidic would clatter into man, and then Rio would be like the Rolls Royce. I think they're very similar. I think it deceives people that Maguire's so huge. If Maguire was the same size as Varane, people will think they're very similar centre backs. I think. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes, but I think there might be a little iffy when it comes to just getting your foot stuck in. But that being said, I haven't seen it yet. But bruv, it's Varane. You can't complain about that. I mean, it's an incredible signing. Like Varane and Maguire, and also what I think is Varane and Maguire will give the team more trust. I mean, Ole more trust to play Frogba. The Fred and Pogba pivot. Because I think that's our most Frogba pivot. I think that's our most complimentary pivot. That's the thing. Like, I think that obviously defensively it's suspect, but because you got Varane, I think we could play that pivot more. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. And Varane, the leadership's going to be mad. So I'm gassed with Varane, man. I'm gassed.
I definitely agree with that. Like, when you make great points, that's my only issue is that they don't really complement each other. But it's Varane at a cheap price. You can't overlook that. No. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then if it works, cool. If it doesn't, then you go back to the drawing board. I do guarantee one thing: it'll be better than Maguire Lindelof. I guarantee that it's going to be better than Maguire Lindelof. And that's what we need to do is improve. Yes, we want to go from C to A or whatever level you think we're at. But unfortunately, this ain't Football Manager. It's not FIFA. It doesn't work like that. One thing we can also do with Maguire and Varane is play a high line. You know what I'm saying? Because we know Maguire's biggest issue is pace. I think we see a better Maguire next to a Varane because I think we see a better Maguire when he plays next to Bailly simply because Bailly's quick. Yes, we would prefer someone who is more combative. Like, exactly what you're saying. But I don't know where that centre-back is. You know what I'm saying? Because then if you get that centre-back, you're getting him without Varane's experience, without winning trophies. And Varane survived the cauldron of Real Madrid pretty much his whole career. He's been there since he's 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? And he was sought after then. And he's played in big games. I mean, you know what the Real Madrid fans are like. Like, they booed their own. They booed Cristiano Ronaldo. They booed Cristiano Ronaldo.
They were asking for Mbappe, the Hazard signing, weren't they? It's like, they got Hazard, and they were like, Mbappe, Hazard. I was like, gee, relax, you got Hazard, bro. Like, he's mad.
There you go with it. So that's one thing I think he will do. Yeah, go on. Your thoughts on it, Usman, in regards to...
first and foremost, just to put it out there, like, I mean, I've seen United fans saying no, which is blowing my mind to an extent. 40 million for a player of this guy's quality, first and foremost. Experience is absolutely priceless. We need leaders throughout the team. We got Paul Pogba there in midfield. He wouldn't really say he's a leader, but again, that French connection with Pogba already, they've played with each other in precious moments, World Cup final. I think for me personally, I hear what you're saying regarding the sort of yin and yang. I mean, Vidic and Rio, I always look at them too, obviously United legends. Vidic was an absolute psychopath. As you said, Rio was the Royal Royce. Do we have a psychopath in the team? I think it's important as a defender that you're crazy. Look at Chiellini and Bonucci. Like,
you need that. Yes.
I mean, Chiellini would... I always say Chiellini would kill someone on the pitch if it meant that his team won.
If it meant, like Pepe, innit? Like them, man.
Like Pepe is crazy, innit? That guy would do anything. Do you know what I mean? Chiellini just pulled Saka down into the flipping depths. Like the way he was pulling it down. We haven't got that nastiness in our team. And you need that as a defender. Maguire, for me, has been very good this Euros. I want to see him continue it. On the other hand, Varane's been quite shaky of late, in particular. I know a lot of people are skeptical regarding Varane because of the mistakes he's made. Again, I'm sure Real fans would
saying this. Go on.
There you go. And obviously, I mean that Switzerland game. I don't know why Kimpembe is not getting any blame for the goals.
The thing is, Varane was at fault for one of the goals, but he had a poor tournament. Same way we've seen Diaz have a poor tournament too. These things happen. Good players have bad tournaments.
I mean,
and Mbappe, we just spoke about.
His ass, man, but,
Diaz wasn't good. You know what I'm saying?
Diaz got absolutely mashed.
But then look at what the impact Diaz had on Manchester City. You can't just base it on one tournament type of thing. And Mbappe's quality, he had a poor tournament. So you wouldn't sign Mbappe for your club tomorrow?
I mean, exactly. It's true. And I mean, if these guys were based on tournaments alone, then you wouldn't be signing Lewandowski as well. But, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? Look, the human beings, man, they're entitled to have a couple of bad games. Obviously, you can't. People can't. This is the thing with football Twitter and just football in general at the moment. If a player has one or two bad games, people call him a fraud, washed, etc.
Yeah,
no player in world football, if you watch football for a long time, has played great games back to back. Ronaldo and Messi are freaks of nature. Like, they're complete freaks of nature.
They don't happen,
even Ronaldo doesn't have a good games back to back, and he'll still score, but he's not had a good game. He'll get a goal. I mean, people need to relax with the whole Varane thing. I think he's had a couple of bad moments. I agree with that. However, look at where Maguire's come back from his absolute disaster class against Tottenham Hotspur early in the season. He's had a great comeback, and as the saying, class is permanent, and Varane's class. It's as simple as that. And the upgrade as well. The upgrade on Lindelof to Varane is
a massive upgrade.
It's almost illegal. It's almost illegal how big of that upgrade that is.
So good.
I mean, for me, it's an absolute no-brainer to answer your question for the price we're getting. My only concern is, are we going to get over the line? Because it seems too good to be true. That's my only concern.
Yeah, you see the Athletic thing?
Go on, what happened? What did he say? What did the Athletic say?
So the Athletic said, it was from the Athletic, I mean, unless it's from a troll account, and it said, it was the United report, it said that Real Madrid are going to offer Varane 12.5 million a year. So I'll try and find the tweet now, but
I saw it. Sorry, last Thursday I think it came out, if I'm not wrong. I mean, it's the worry that, but look, that's always going to happen. I heard reports as well. I don't know if it was from Fabrizio or it was some incredible journalist that Man United approached Varane in December actually, and Real Madrid since then, Real Madrid and PSG have offered him a deal, but Man United's deal was significantly better than both of their deals. Hence why he's interested. I mean, it's a money thing. Let's be real. It probably is, realistically speaking. But if we can get it over the line, it's a massive scar. Put it that way. But I don't know if I trust the board to get it done, so to speak.
I refuse to believe after all these years our board are trying to move like a serious club and get sick in a position.
It's quite
Sancho
weird.
Varane. It's like stepping into an alternate universe. I see that. I was like, no chance. I'm like, what? We actually trying to sign a serial winner in Varane who will improve our team at the right age for a good price. Like, what is it, like 40, 50 million for someone of Varane's quality?
Dirt cheap.
That is that. When you think Ben White's going for that.
I was just about to say, certain teams spending 50 million, on Ben White.
Ben White's going for that. You're talking 40, 50 million, Ben White or Raphael Varane. Like, who are you taking? And then if he does,
one's English, so Loris. You got to the English guy. Come on, man.
That's true. Yeah, the English tax. Large up nipping for the super chat. He says, will the 3K stream be open to the members as well? No, it won't be, because we're gonna have all the hosts on the show, all the affiliates dropping in at different times as well. So probably not. There'll probably be a member stream before that though, like members only in the comments. I've not decided yet, but that'll be Sunday. But large up for the super chat nipping. And I agree, Malcolm. He says Varane is a serial winner. Put some respect on his name. Bro. Yeah, and Ryan, this is what we said. Varane isn't a master of the dark arts. No, he isn't. But you know what? Them defenders are few and far between. How many defenders are there out there?
Name me one that's available right now for 50
That's
million.
available, because someone mentioned Koulibaly.
They don't.
I've not watched enough for Koulibaly to know if he's like that.
Bro, they don't make him like that anymore. It's a dying art.
Football's changed.
Look at all the top defenders in the world, right? Look at Chiellini, Bonucci. I know Ramos is coming to the end of his time.
Yeah.
But
Ramos like 35, 36.
Godin, all these guys that have been in the last decade, they're all old. There's no one coming through the ranks right now that you'd fit with that mold of player. Like Van Dijk, he's obviously solid, but he's a sort of modern centre back for me personally. He's not a Vidic for you. He's not that kind of guy. But
I think he is. I think Van Dijk is though, but I think he's just an outlier. Like I don't think people are coached to go down to that anymore. People are just coached to fall over. I just think it's really ingrained in the way football is in Europe. It's like the traditional nines. They're just not coming about anymore. Benzema, Suarez, they're all over 30. They're all gone and like Lewandowski, like all them man, they're all over 30. And I just think like defending's changed. It's about defending in units now. It's about defending as packs. Like, even when I saw Fernandinho wasn't in the Champions League final, Diaz looked mid. Like he didn't look good. I remember the Champions League final, that space was opening up. Fernandinho was covering that. It's even with a double pivot coming up now. Centre backs have a lot more protection. It used to be obviously like they'd have like two midfielders, 100%. But they didn't. It's not so much. It's not the same as a pivot. A 4-4-2 is not the same as a pivot. So they just don't happen anymore. Really, they're quite rare.
Bro, how many 1v1s has Ramos been in his career compared to these guys? Like Ramos,
Ramos is a king.
The amount of times these men have left Ramos in a 1v1 because they know these guys ain't going to do him for pace or X, Y, and Z.
And they won't even do it anymore. Yeah, they won't even try it anymore.
You can't leave these guys in a 1v1 in this day and age. They'll get killed. So it is where it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that because Ryan is saying I'm not denying that Varane is a good centre back. He's just hella overrated. Can't wait to see him consistently without Ramos. But we'll see. We haven't seen him consistently without Ramos. That's where your argument falls down. You can't say Ramos. You can't say Varane is no good without Ramos when we haven't seen Varane without Ramos. That's just your agenda running. We haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he is going. No, actually, I am saying I think he's going to be, but I'm not saying he is going to be. We haven't seen it. We had this discussion. Right, Varane's been there 10 plus years. Ramos has been there pretty much his entire career. They've not played consistently without each other. I don't think there's probably not been 10 games where they played without each other. So I can't say Varane is shaky without him. You can say you think. You can't say he is shaky without him. And without him, he's done well. For France, all right, he was poor this tournament. He won a World Cup before that. I think the previous tournaments he's done all right. Yeah, he made the one mistake against Switzerland.
Yeah,
it was the one mistake. It was the one mistake against Switzerland.
Kimpembe got dropped, and I've not heard it once because he's
exactly.
And Kimpembe, exactly. So it's kind of like, but we've seen Diaz, who was the standout centre back in the Premier League, also have a poor tournament. We've seen Mbappe have a poor tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like these things happen. Kante wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying? Kante's still a baller. He's still a Champions League winner. You know what I'm saying? And that type of thing. You can't compare international football to club football. Club football, the level of team chemistry and cohesion is miles apart. That is true pyramid scheme. They are miles apart. But that's just my point is Ryan just trying to get his agenda off. Because to say Varane is shaky without Ramos when we haven't seen Varane without Ramos is incorrect. We just don't know yet. We can think it like cool, but you can't say it's facts. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying I think he'll be good enough without him because I think he has enough attributes. Yes, playing next to Maguire isn't the ideal centre-back partner for him, but I think he's good enough and experienced enough. And in the Premier League to get around that, where you're playing against one striker most of the time. It's not like this top quality strikers. Well, Bissaka's in there as well.
Because Ramos played left centre-back all the time for Real Madrid. It was always Ramos on the left, and Maguire plays on the left. So he'll have Wan-Bissaka next to him anyway. So it's not like he hasn't got a good cover defensively. You know, so...
100%. And then whether it is Fred and McTominay or whoever's in front, he's gonna have two DMs in front of him anyway. Like you spoke,
facts,
you're getting much more protection. David Fisher says Varane is a good centre back, but our fans need to be brought down to planet Earth. He isn't one of the best in the world. They think signing this guy makes us challenge for titles, but they couldn't be further wrong. I think even if we sign him and a DM, I don't think we challenge him for titles because again, I don't think our manager's good enough. I believe he's a massive step in the right direction. But do I believe like England people? It's the exact same thing. People said to me, why didn't I think England could win the Euros? Because in crunch moments, a manager who is of Southgate's caliber and who's not good enough is going to get more things wrong than right. And I seen that final play out. That's the Europa League final. Exact same thing.
It was literally carbon copy. Every mistake Ollie made in the final, he goes, "I'll take that one. I'll write it down." He took it and he did the exact same thing. Didn't sub on. He subbed on Grealish 110th minute. What did we do? We made a sub 110th minute. Like it was exactly the same thing. And the penalties, they got the penalty players run ball.
And people just got to think, just to say also, I know like linearly we've progressed, but since the first season Ole got in, we've only progressed by 8 points. Are you saying seriously the lowest amount of points that the title's been won in the last 5 years is 86 just now? And this was a weird season. It's probably going to go back up to mid-90s. Are you saying we're randomly just going to up by 20 points? That's what people are saying. Like people are forgetting. Forget positions, because next year to win the title, you're going to need about 95 points. We're literally on 74. We've improved by 8 points since Ole in his first season, and you think we're going to improve by 20 with one player?
I get you. You're smart.
20 points, really?
That's a
no,
lot of
G.
points.
It's not going to happen, G.
It's not
going to happen, bro.
It's a lot of points.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think we're going to need that. You know, I've got to disagree with that, because the reason being is because I think a lot of the other teams are going to strengthen. Like, I'm expecting Chelsea to get better. I'm expecting obviously City to be this team that they are. I'm expecting Liverpool to somewhat come back to what you'd affiliated them, you know, so-called the best team in the world. I'm expecting the standard to improve all over the Premier League. Look at Leicester, the way they're doing current business. Again, I'm expecting these teams to be difficult games for the so-called top teams, and I'm expecting the points to be shared out a bit more. So I don't think if Man City get 90, 95 or whatever it is to win the league next season, I mean, I'd be surprised. I think it'll be in the 80s personally, but I do stand by your point. I do think
it will still be more than 10 points.
Yeah.
It will still be in a season. I
still hear the point. I do think we need a lot more. But look, Sancho, fair enough, good signing, of course he is. Varane, if we get it over the line, would be a good signing. But I've not heard any mention of a CDM, which is the biggest issue. If he plays McFred next season, I might just pull my hair on every watch.
Yeah, man, we try to see Frogba, as Aiden said.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
If he gets Varane, he has to play Frogba, in my opinion.
He won't. McTominay and Fred are starting the first game of the season. Don't forget that.
You think even if he's all right? That's a great point. So you think even if let's say he does sign Varane, because personally I believe he won't. So let me just put that out there, people. I'm just using this as a talking point because I'm gassed that we can get a centre back the caliber of Varane, who I rate so highly, that we're linked with him. I don't believe it happens. But let's say if he does sign Varane, so Osman, don't you still think he still persists with McFred?
Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. The thing with Oli is, right, and this is the same for a lot of managers. Managers have players that they trust. They have favourites. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. Man, Jose would put Fellaini in for God knows what reason to play the ball. Like, I don't know, his variety role is Fellaini, basically. These managers just trust certain players. And I feel like with Oli, he just trusts Fred and McTominay, especially in these big moments in his eyes. The big games, they will be playing. He'll do anything to get Pogba on the left wing again. I don't think it's going to happen this time because we've got so many options going forward. But, I mean, if they're going to start the first game of the season, I can almost put money on it. I'm that confident. I can't see any other thing. Like, I feel like the further the season goes, it might change. But for me personally, he's just too stuck in his ways. Like, he's too stubborn. I feel like there's been situations that he could have put Van der Beek in. Obviously, don't go too off topic, but the amount of games that I've looked at and I said, what can Van der Beek offer to this team that McTominay can't? What's the difference? McTominay runs a bit more than him. Okay, fair enough, whatever. He's got an engine on him. But if you actually take that out and put Van der Beek in, it's a different Man United. We're looking to control the ball. We're controlling the game. And Oli, for some reason, people are saying, oh, Van der Beek's just come, he's not ready. I mean, that's utter nonsense. That Van der Beek, the guy that absolutely tore up the Champions League against every good team in the Champions League. If you watch the Champions League, he's ripped up Juventus, a good Juventus, by the way, a Real Madrid team, and obviously Spurs are shit, but he still ripped them up as well. I mean, got to get that in there. and apparently he's not better than McTominay. I mean, the way you set up is so important on the players as well. Like, if you put McTominay in there over Van der Beek, you're automatically saying relinquishing the ball in your head. The opposite team is saying, okay, Man United are relinquishing the ball because they've got two players in there. They're not there to play with the ball. They're there to break up play, etc.
Yes.
If you put Van der Beek in, the opposite team say, okay, these are here to control the game. They're not here to piss about. I mean, and this is the issue. Oli is always protecting the defense. Varane or no Varane, I just think he's got it in him, sadly. I mean, he's just random things all the time. Like, we're like sat there as far as thinking, why isn't X, Y, and Z playing? Like, it took so long to put Greenwood over Dan James, who was dropping 1 out of 10, 7 games in a row. Like, you couldn't get any worse than Dan James. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's too
you sound stressed already, fam.
Oh, God.
The season's not even started.
Bro, I'm changing your room, man.
United think you're all flooding back in it.
Bro,
this is therapy settings, Osman. Osman just came into the realization himself that he was like, oh, my God.
You know what? I'm still pissed off, right? That Ahmed Diallo got subbed on against AC Milan, scores within 3 minutes, right? Bad boy goal, by the way. Bad boy goal. Outrageously good goal. And then never plays the game. I mean, what? I mean, how is that a thing? So yeah, Ollie's gonna play McFred. That's my personal opinion. I hope I'm wrong.
It is what it is. And before we continue on the show, hey, you lot, we got over 30 of you lot watching live across all platforms. Get the likes up in it. Get the likes up on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well. But yeah, Aiden, we'll go on to that as well. Do you think if we say we do sign Varane, which like again, people, let me just reiterate this, I don't believe we do, but if he does come in, do you reckon he still persists with McFred? Like, not what you want to happen, what you think Ollie will do?
Do you know what? I don't know, because I've had a long thoughts about this. I don't actually know what he feels that he's lacking that makes him play McFred. Because at first I thought, you know what, maybe it's a DM. But then I thought, realistically, you could easily play Matic at the DM, Van der Beek as an 8, and then Paul Fernandes in an advanced state against the smaller teams. You could easily do that in cup matches. But he still wouldn't do that. Then I thought, okay, you can play Pogba and Matic, maybe in bigger games, or you could play Pogba and Fred. But then he didn't do that. So I don't know whether he just doesn't feel like he has the personnel, but I feel like there's this almost thing from Man United fans that, you know, Ole is absolved from criticism unless he has a DM. Sometimes you don't get a DM. Sometimes you don't. Tuchel didn't have a DM. Tuchel didn't have a 27-year-old peak centre-back. Tuchel didn't have a peak striker. He didn't have any of those three. There are 3 things we don't have. And he went to a back 5. Now, I'm not saying that Tuchel didn't get much more investment in the summer, because he did, but he fixed it. He fixed the issue. Realistically, with the players we have, we should be playing a back 5. We should be playing a back 5. We should have short wing back, Dalot one side. We could even try Wan-Bissaka as right side center because Walker does it. You know, Maguire, Varane, and we put Frogba pivot could easily work in a back 5. It could easily work. Split strikers, Anthony Martial, Rashford. That's literally the perfect split strike partnership. You can't get any better than that. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know why, but.
No, I get the point. I was going to ask that about the back 5 because I was going to go into the DM situation, and we mentioned before, or Osman mentioned it before, and you mentioned the points deficit as well, because I see City getting better, whether they sign a Kane, whether they get Grealish. Liverpool have already got Konate, and I can see them going again because Klopp and that team will have a big chip on their shoulder because of the embarrassing way they lost the Premier League title. Like, it was over by Christmas. So they're going to come back with a vengeance. Chelsea are going to go again, and the momentum's with them. They're Champions League winners. So the momentum's with them. So I can see those 3, who I already think are better than us anyway and have better managers than us, are going to go again. So we're in a fight for 4th. And Leicester, they've already signed Samare. They could go again. We don't know what West Ham are going to do. There's normally a surprise package when it comes to the top 4. So we're going to be fighting against Leicester, maybe West Ham, and another as well. So we will find out. Love to Mimi as well. She says, look, my Watford will help City win the league with that annual 8-0 loss. We love to donate to their goal difference and always give them 6 points. Well, you know what? Last time Watford win the league, you lot did beat
Liverpool.
Yes, yeah. My connection. Yeah. Them lot. Yeah, I'm back in. Yeah. The Watford did beat. So let's hope they do City in it. You get me? Or beat Arsenal or whatever, and we get another Cojones incident in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad, man. The Cojones derby's back in it, so that's always fun. That's always fun. But yeah, onto the. It's always, man. But yeah, back onto the back. The back 5 as well. So I was thinking about that as well. That was the question I was going to ask. So I know you just spoke on it, Aiden. Over to you, Osman. What's your thoughts on that? Do you see a back 5 working with our personnel? So let's say with no signings, and say this is the squad we're going to have. Pogba stays, which we are going to get into as well. But yeah, your thoughts on the back 5?
I mean, look, obviously it could work without a shadow of a doubt. I think the signing of Sancho, for me personally, would deter me from going to a back 5 because we have so many attacking options. I think with Sancho there, you know, you got Rashford, Sancho, Martial arguably to be on the wing, Mason Greenwood and Cavani. So what's 5 players? I mean, if you want to throw Dan James and by all means, go for it. Like, there's 6 players there that can play on the wings for bar Cavani. And I think it could definitely work. I think the 2 strike, I think for me personally, rather than going for a back 5, I'd rather do the diamond. Because with that, we can control the game and protect the defence as well. I mean, if you actually look at last season, our 2 best games were both under the diamond in terms of the actual performance, not just the scoreline. I'm talking strictly performance here. The RB Leipzig game when we won 5-0, I think everyone would probably agree on that one. I mean, Ollie got that completely spot on. Van der Beek playing right centre mid, Pogba left centre mid, and I believe it was Fred at the bottom of the pivot. The bottom of the diamond, sorry. I think Bruno was at the top. I can't remember.
I think Bruno might have been the 10,
Yeah.
He was a sub, he was.
Bruno was a sub. Yeah, Bruno was a sub against Albion. I think it might be in Scott. I'm afraid it might be Fred and McTominay actually. One of them right centre mid actually, and then
it might have been McTominay right centre mid. It might have been. I can't remember. Someone in the comments let us know.
Pogba was there. I think it was
Pogba.
Pogba did play.
Pogba was left centre mid. I think he was up top, Martial. But basically, it was a point of making this. With the diamond last season in particular, I felt like it's better than a 5 because we had control of the game for large periods of the game. Against RB Leipzig, it was kind of give or take because obviously they pressed quite high, so it was more that counter-pressing football. But the game I want to focus on is the Everton game where we beat them 2-0 in the cup. I mean, that's probably the best performance I've seen from Man United in a long while.
Was that the one was it at Goodison?
Yeah, we beat him 2-0. It was Bruno started that game. So it was Bruno, ManDem, Pogba midfield with Fred behind them in the bottom of the diamond. We completely dominated, like 70% possession. Like absolutely bossed the whole game. And that was the Everton that was flying at the time. It wasn't like the Everton I'm seeing the back end of the
it was good Everton.
I mean, like for me personally, the 5 it could work. Don't get me wrong, we have got the person to do it. But I'd rather, if we're gonna change the formation, I'd rather have gone to the diamond personally, because I'd rather have control in the middle of the park rather than focusing mainly on the fullbacks. Well,
we've got the fullbacks though to do that. That's the problem. If we go to a diamond, we have to have the fullbacks to do that.
Yeah, obviously. Luke Shaw's proven that he can do it. But Wan-Bissaka would worry. For me personally, my ideal formation was 4-3-3. I mean, that wasn't a question, but just to throw it out there, it would be 4-3-3. But of course, we don't have the personnel to do that.
I prefer the 4-4-3 is always my preferred formation because I think you get the best out of Pogba that way from the left. I think Bruno can definitely play as a right central midfielder. I think he has all the attributes to be an 8. You know what I'm saying? He's got the energy to get up and down. Similar to what Herrera did, but he's better going forward. He might not be as good defensively as he was. And then a 6, whether it's a Fred, whether it's a Matic, whether it's a McTominay, against lower opposition, shouldn't really be an issue. Yes, if you're playing City away, then you wouldn't go 4-3-3. You might change it and stick a double pivot in there. Or if you're away in the Champions League to a Real Madrid or a Bayern Munich, that's different. But against the majority of teams you are facing, if you're better than teams you are facing, treat them as such. I say this all the time. If you're playing Newcastle at home, why do you need 2 holding midfielders? If you're chasing the game, you shouldn't even need 1. If you're really chasing the game, and it's 20 minutes to go, throw everything at it. Why? You get what I'm saying? Is why are you worrying about what Newcastle can do to you rather than Norwich can do to you? Why don't you let them worry about all the attacking players you have on the pitch? The back 3 is an option as well, though. I do like the idea of a back 3, and we've seen it be successful for Chelsea. We've seen Tuchel come in and change the system. Because like you said, I think all centre-backs are better in a 3. So Maguire, we've seen this tournament is better in a 3. Lindelof, who I'm not a fan of, is better in a 3. You could play Wan-Bissaka as a right-sided centre-back. Axel, you can throw in there. Bailly whenever he's fit as well. Wing-backs, you got Shaw, you got Tellez. Wan-Bissaka, we've seen players as a wing-back now, PSG. Shaw can play as a wing-back. We've seen what happened away at PSG when Wan-Bissaka and Axel did a job on Neymar and Mbappe. They were impressive. Then the midfield, that's a weak area. It's not so important with a back 3 if you don't have a quality 6 because they've got an extra defender in there behind them. So you can play a Frogber in there or you can throw Donny in there. And then our attacking options are attacking options. So you got many great options. He's got many great options.
He's got a lot of options to experiment with. I hear what Aiden's saying as well in terms of the comparisons to Chelsea. They didn't have. I mean, they're not Tuchel's players. I think you got to bear that in mind as well. What's to say Tuchel even wanted half of those players? I mean,
that's genius.
Timo Werner might not be. I know they're both German, but I don't even know if he wants Timo Werner. He won the Champions League with Timo Werner in his team. I mean, if we had Timo Werner in that team, a lot of people would be defending Ali before. But yeah, look, he can definitely get around the CDM situation. I think it's a poor excuse. At the end of the day, for me personally, it's about accountability. I mean, if I'm Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I personally hope he's not sat there making excuses saying, "Oh, we couldn't have done X, Y, and Z because we haven't got a CDM to cover." Although it could potentially be factual, but he needs to take accountability for his mistakes. As you said, against Newcastle, against Burnley, against Brighton, with all due respect to them. Teams like that, we should not be paying any respect with McFred. Them fans need to be saved potentially for the so-called bigger games, the teams that dominate the ball. Not, we should be dominating against the lesser team. Everton, put them in the category as well, man.
Yeah, go like I said, just go for it. And we've seen that with England in the Euros. If England go for that and they lose to Italy, whether it's in full time or extra time, everyone's like,
if England win that,
I think they win it. I do agree with that.
Yeah, if you subs on Grealish and played a bit more on the break and actually offered something on the break,
yes,
I don't think everyone's sat here, upset because I think
criticizing
90 minutes
rather than giving the Italians 70% possession in the home game.
What did you expect was going to happen? You invited pressure when they got quality.
Do you know what it was? The thing for me, it was the wing backs. Honestly, that is the only thing that lost us that game. The only time I saw us and I thought we would do that Shaw goal really reminded me of Angelino's goal scored against us, for Leipzig. It really reminded me of it when it came across. And all Leipzig did, if you watch Leipzig, they literally played exactly the same formation that Italy were playing. They played the same formation we were playing, and Italy played the formation that we were playing at the time, which is Man United. They had a double pivot, whatever. They had Verratti in the 10, I think, or whatever. And the wing backs were getting in behind. But as soon as we changed to a back four, we didn't have any wing backs in behind. That was the only reason why we lost that game. That is the only reason why we lost that game, to be honest. I saw absolutely no wing back creation.
No wing back creation.
Yeah,
and the attacking intent as well, innit? Like, we speak on this all the time. England have the attackers to hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They brought Grealish, Sancho. They brought Grealish, Sancho, Rashford off the bench. What other nation is bringing three players of that quality off the bench? Foden, you could add in that. Greenwood didn't go. Ings didn't go. Calvert-Lewin didn't get off the bench. You've got so many different attacking options.
You got Maddison as well. Who don't even make the team.
Madison. See what I'm saying? There's that many I'm forgetting.
Saka.
You know what I'm saying? Saka. It's like you brought 4 players of that and you just didn't utilize it. And again, it sounds like Manchester. When I'm watching the games, I'm like, this is Manchester United playing in what?
Do you know what I found funny? Do you know what I found funny? Like, I don't, I try to move away from the toxic side of Ollie and whatever, because I'm not, obviously, so I'm not on Twitter as much. But found it funny, man. We're like, Southgate's not making subs on the right time. He's being pragmatic. I was like, gee, you have Ollie in your AVI, bro. Ollie's in your AVI, and you're talking about pragmatism and subs.
Because you know what it is?
It's just that you're always been pissing me off. The amount of people that have said to me, Southgate's on X, Y, Z, and then I've replied to them saying, bro, you're Ollie in, you defending for the Hills. Ollie never makes subs, bro. They're like, no. Ollie hasn't got any options on the bench. I mean, these ones would defend Ollie to the Hills, but they were bashing Southgate at every given opportunity, man.
Yeah, and like Aiden, that's why I move away from the Ollie and Ollie out, because I'm like, you lot are going to defend him whatever I say. Like, how can you criticize Southgate for that and say he's pragmatic, he's defensive, he didn't go for it, and then see the Europa League final and not see it's a mirror match? If Italy were playing in yellow and you hear me, that's it. That's Italy, that's Villarreal right there. I'm just like, I've seen this final before. I've legit seen it and looking at the bench and being like, why are you not changing it? Because you have options. Because people tried to use that excuse for Ollie beforehand, the season before, the last one, and say the bench isn't good enough. Now you have options off the bench. Now there is a Martial off the bench. Now there's a Donny off the bench. There's a Diallo off the bench. You mentioned it before. Diallo scoring a goal against AC Milan, which helped us get to that final. The Tellers, even play Tellers left wing.
Why not? Dice, bro. This is the
the dice.
This is the thing with management, right? Obviously, I'm not a manager, so I don't know. But if you look at the great managers, right? Like, I'm just going to use Fergie as an example. Yeah, he's done so many interviews since his retirement. He said, "What's the point? What's the point losing 1-0 or 2-0, or I could lose 2 or 3-0? It's still a loss. I might as well just go for it last 20 minutes." I mean, for me personally, right, that's what makes you an elite world-class manager. To compare both of them, and they both haven't got any cojones. That's what it comes down to. To quote Dini, that they bottled it, basically. Like, you got to take risk in those moments. That's what it comes down to. And if you don't roll the dice, no risk, no reward. Simple as. Man was like for like, and then he left on Sterling, bless him, who's done absolutely everything in his powers, who was knackered. Kane was shocking. I mean, for me personally, that's the same with Ollie. That's what I want to see coming into next season. I know you haven't asked me that, but if you're to ask me one thing, what you want to see in terms of a change, I want to see more risk-taking, not just from the players, but from the manager. When it really matters, and we're 1-0 down, I don't want to see 4 defenders on the pitch. I want to see 2, 3 maximum. Take them all off if you have to, because I don't care if you lose 2-0 to Newcastle or 3-0. A loss is a loss. I'd rather draw that. Like, just go.
Do you remember like Hudson-Odoi with Tuchel? Like, that's such a thing that you wouldn't instantly think on right wing back, like Hudson-Odoi in the right wing back.
Absolutely.
If you look at him, he's got everything to be a wing back. He's a good dribbler. He can find a pass. He's intelligent. You know, he's got a great engine on him. Like, he's literally everything. But that's the thing. I can't put my finger on it, but managers should be coming up with this stuff. It's just clever.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't think of it, but it just happens,
well.
innit?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Gang shit,
Yes.
man.
Yes, Harris, what you saying? You good?
Man,
Bro,
like,
I'm just saying, gang shit. My guys, you know, Aiden Usman in the cut, bro. What you man telling me, bro? It's about to get active here, bro.
This guy's energy, you know.
Listen, man. All I'm saying is, lateness is greatness, people. That's all I'm saying. You know.
yeah, still.
You here
100%.
now, fam. You here
Bro,
now.
I'm here,
But
bro.
yeah,
It's about to get active now. Don't.
it is. But yeah, as you were saying, and that's what it is like. We're not expecting the most from Oli. I'm just saying, attempt to win the game. Go for it. If we lose, I'll defend you. We went for it against Villarreal and would have got their goalkeeper had a worldie of a game, made 25 saves, and we just couldn't get the ball in. And then they caught us on the break and won the game. I'd be like, you know what? It just wasn't our day. I've seen that happen many a time under Fergie, where Brad Friedel would come to Old Trafford and just have a masterclass. You know what I'm saying? Brad Friedel did that so many times. He'd come to OT and he would just have a masterclass in the night. He's like, he just saved everything. And you go, you know what? It's not our day. When United lost the league title, I think it was in the one to Blackburn, the last day of the season, and we played West Ham away, just couldn't score. It was just one of those. So many chances, the ball just didn't go in. Yes, it hurts, but you're like, you know what? We went for it. It's this pragmatic stuff. And that's why with Oli and people who are Oli in, that's why they have to defend him all day. Because it's like, you don't believe what you're saying on him. Who are you trying to convince? Us or yourself? I say this all the time. I rate Poch, for instance. I see him get slandered on the timeline. I'm not out here preaching Poch propaganda and all this stuff. Like, no. Because I reckon he'll deliver on the pitch. How you deliver is by winning. That's how Oli shuts everyone up. If he starts playing better football 100%. And winning trophies, he shuts us all up. And I'll admit I'm wrong. Someone asked me, go on, Adam.
It's just Twitter, bro. Like, that's why, like, you know me, like, I take breaks all the time, and like, I haven't actually. I'm probably not going to go on for a while. Like, I'm probably just going to stick to shows, because the thing is, when you're like on Twitter, there's no accountability. So I can say something, and even though it doesn't have any logical conclusion, you could still say what you want. Like, I saw someone on Twitter today, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet, they listed out about 10 12 things that Ole's done structurally, and I said wait, one sec. So Ole doesn't win trophies, so he doesn't win trophies, and the excuse for that is he doesn't have enough power structurally. He can't implement his system, he can't implement his goal, he can't change the club. Woodrow controls everything. But then you say the same token, you say the reason why we shouldn't sack him is because he's changed the club structurally. So has he got power or has he not? Because if he had power, he wouldn't be changing the structure. But you say he doesn't have power when he loses, and that's the reason why. People can say what they want on Twitter, and if it gets likes, it's calm. People live in echo chambers, bruv. If they got all the people following them, they like. So, like, when you got a face to it, that's what I say. Like, people criticize me on Twitter, but at least put my face out there, G. You know I'm speaking. You know it's me. I've got my face here, G. If you want to cut me off, then that's calm. Like, but you can say what you want, G. So try not to, like, Twitter's not reality, bro. It's like if you took humanity, bottled it, like made it crap, and just that's literally what it is.
Right.
Like, it's literally everything bad about humanity, you bottled it. That's Twitter, literally.
It depends on, like, because with Twitter and that's why I don't. It's not a place. I say this all the time. It's not a place for football debates. It's not a place for logical.
It's not.
There's no way you can get your point across in 160 characters or however many characters. Look, we've been here talking for 50 minutes. There's no way we could have had this conversation on Twitter without people jumping in. You know what I'm saying, and people getting things, not even between us three, people getting what I've said out of context or not understanding what Usman's saying, because there's context behind everything. There's very rare in football it's a one rule fits all when I'm saying things. Like, this is why I don't, on my personal Twitter, I don't talk about football. I'm like, there's platforms to this. Usman Talks United, his platform is a platform for this. Aiden, you're very intelligent, and platforms like this and Usman's and other places you've been as well are platforms for this. This is why we do this, so we can have an hour conversation, hour and a half, and answer questions, and we can flesh it out in full. So I never want to be misunderstood. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me is different. Just, I want you to know why I think what I think and exactly what I'm thinking, so you don't get it misunderstood. But yeah, go on, Harry. Say what you're gonna say.
No, man, I was just gonna say, bro, too many people take life lessons from Twitter, and you shouldn't be taking it from that app, bro. That app is on a joke, man, thing at times, bro. Some of these football debates, bro, it's like, come on, man. You know, I'm telling you now, football debates is never for Twitter, bro, because it goes on and on and on. The amount of all the debates I've had, it's like, bro, I'm just wasting energy at this point.
Up, bro.
Yeah, it's a waste. It's a waste.
It's not.
Because again, it goes back to my point: is if you're Ollie in and he's this good, why are you in here? And this ain't had no one direct, but I see it all the time, day in day out, backing this man. How he shuts everybody up is by winning trophies. And I was asking England fans, if England win the Euros, I use Southgate in, and I'm kind of trolling with it. But then people would turn around to me and be like, if Ollie wins a trophy, are you Ollie in? I said, it will never happen. But if Ollie wins a Premier League or a Champions League, I was wrong on him.
Bro, he can't deliver a Europa League.
That's my point. You can't even deliver a Europa League or a League Cup. And we're talking the major trophies.
Bro, you're only as good as... Listen, at the end of the day, you should be at Manchester United to win silver, but I don't understand this whole, this progress nonsense. I get it to an extent if he's new, if he's been here for a season. Man's been here for 3 years.
3 years.
Exactly. I want to see substantial progress. I want to see that the roof isn't leaking anymore kind of progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's barely moved the goalpost, bro. Like, he's done a decent amount in terms of getting rid of a couple of players, but the overall thing is, I still don't know what kind of football he's trying to play. I mean, it's very pragmatic. And most times when how many nil-nils did we get against the so-called top 6
A lot.
Arsenal was shit when we played them. Well, they were shit all season, but Arsenal,
and still shit now.
They were there for the taking. When we played Man City, that was when they were on the so-called decline. We bottled that one against Chelsea. We got a 0-0 against that one. He didn't go for the kill against Liverpool. Didn't go for the kill. That is what is the difference between winning the league, winning trophies. Against Villarreal, didn't go for the kill when the back's against the rope. Didn't win the trophy. You've got to be ruthless. You can't always play it safe. True. That's not like people will say, it's a good point away to Man City. I understand that. If you look at it at the start of the season, you say, you go away to Man City, it's a point. But you got to put it in context. If Man City are there for the taking on the day, you go and take the 3 points.
Go for it. Yeah.
Same with the Liverpool game. Same with the Liverpool game.
Yeah, you attempted. Yeah. This is my point. You made a great point there, Harris, with the Liverpool game. Everyone's talking about great point this, great point that, and then we've seen 6 teams go there afterwards and all win. We've seen Burnley win. We've seen Brighton win. I think Fulham won. Yeah. Manchester City won. Yeah. Everybody went there and picked up 3 points. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And then we're there giving them a bloody draw. Like, but people be like, we drew to Liverpool, we drew to City, we drew to Chelsea. I mean, that sounds brilliant on paper, but if you actually look at the context of the game, we could have beat all 3 of them.
Can I just say though, I think one thing that's happened is, and this is my problem, I don't know if you guys know, there's instrumental value and there's intrinsic value. Something that has intrinsic value has value by virtue of what it is. It's value for what it is, like I don't know, a relic or something. Things that have instrumental value only have value to get you to somewhere else. All these games we win, the Man City games, like I'll quote Alex Ferguson said, doesn't matter if we beat Man City, doesn't matter if we lose to Man City, it matters that we win the league. And what is he saying there? He's saying that these games have instrumental value. They have instrumental insofar as they only get you to what is intrinsically valuable, and that is the trophies. I'm not saying that intrinsically a Man City win will be good, but it's only good for a week. Instrumentally, it has value because it gets us to where we want to get to. What is completely indicative of our standards being lowered is we're allowing incomprehensible things to have intrinsic value. A win versus Man City that helps you to get somewhere else. It's not a goalpost that you say
bragging rights.
That's what I want to get to. It's not it's bragging rights.
It's not the destination.
Trophies are what has the value. You only take these things, all this coaching, all this youth stuff. That is only good if it gets you somewhere. Do you know what I mean? It's what it'd be like. It would be like getting months of dating coaching and being single your whole life. That dating coaching's good, but you're single. You're single, bro. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You're going to your physio. You're going to a psychotherapist. You're going dating coaching, and you're still moving up drive.
You're still single.
You know that man. You know that man. They never seen any things, and they get a Snapchat message, and they get gassed. That's what we're with Man United fans. That's what we are now, because we're getting gassed over one little win.
No, exactly. You don't win shit as well.
You've got a Snapchat message. You've got a snap. Gee, don't be gassing that. Don't be gassing that. It's the message, bro.
No. Hear me out on this, Bro, they gas up the most stupidest things in my life. They were like, no way has Harry Maguire got more play of the tournaments than Virgil van Dijk. I was like, no way, bro, has Virgil van Dijk got more trophies than Harry Maguire. Like, let's use it logically. If you were to be if you could choose one player's career and you tell me you'd rather take Harry Maguire's career, I don't know what you are smoking, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? I bet he don't even care about the play of the tournament. Player of the tournament. Is this what we've become? Where we
you know what that is though? That's in addition to something. So if you win a trophy, and you get player of the tournament, it's all well and good. Like I said,
I don't think Harry Maguire would even care, bro.
Yeah.
If you ask Maguire, he gets about playing the tournament, he'd say, I don't care.
Who cares about records? What it's all about winners' medals in addition to that. Like the whole away record thing we had, like, oh, we've not been beaten away from home. But I swear Manchester City accumulated more points away from home than we did.
That's
so what does it matter then?
It's an empty stat, bro. It's an empty stat.
It's an empty
you know,
stat.
Ollie, he comes up with, listen, and I said this to someone, you should be in 3 cup competitions a season, The fact that we were in 4 and we still couldn't win one is just, it's shameful, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? It's actually shameful.
And love to Mimi, she's go on, fam, go on.
No, you go, man. You go. You should say love first, man.
No, it's just trolls on Twitter. Don't be fooled. I'm just there to run bants and run jokes. That's what I'm there for with that. Like serious football chat is for here, and we still, as with Aiden and his analogy, we still run jokes as well. But for me, like Twitter, I'm there, not for football. I'm there to run jokes, laugh at stuff, promo what's going on, and keep it moving in it. I'm there. Like people say, oh, social media is toxic, social media is this and that. I say this all the time. Unfollow certain people. I've muted bare people. You know what I'm saying in that. If I
That's why I'm making a fresh account, G. I'm making a fresh account. Honestly, I don't care about all my links, G. I'm making a fresh account. That's what I'm doing. G, I've literally got like all these man following me, like big like people. G, I don't care. I'm making a fresh account. I'm getting rid of all the toxic crap, and I'm rebranding because you don't need it, man. You don't need it. Like, and then you got a notification setting where when people at you, if they don't follow you, you know what I'm saying, you don't see the at. So I got people talking to themselves for yonks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've got it off, bro. I found stuff from ages ago. I'm like this guy tweeted me. Yeah, he tweeted me. I said, if we get past Villarreal in the Europa League, trust me, we will not win that competition. We'll get smacked here. He added me 3 times when I was on my break with a screenshot of that tweet. I tried to find it. It's been deleted. I literally, I DM'd this guy. Is like United Jack or something. I said, you know, like, I've seen this tweet. He's like, I don't know. Gee, I looked at Twitter, bro. Like, don't try it, bro. Don't try it.
Nah, it happens.
Well, yeah, go on, Harris. I just sorry to cut you off. Ryan just here begging. Look at this guy in it, trying to play. Someone pulled the violin out for Ryan.
No, Ryan
always goes at me unnecessarily on Twitter.
Okay, my bro. Still,
yeah, peaking it. You know what I'm saying?
The
being a Liverpool fan,
bro.
Yeah, man, it is what it is. But yeah, go on.
But I'm just gonna say, because I look at it, I look at standards, and I hate when people say, but this is not the Fergie days. Like, bro, do I give a fuck? It's the Fergie days, bro. You know what I'm trying to say, bro? Like, I could give 2 shits, I just want to win a trophy. 4 years, no trophy, flawless. Put it this way: the last time we won a trophy was when I was in 6th form. Like, when I was in 6th form, bro. You know how long?
Primary, I think.
No,
not secondary.
I mean like a Europa League. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I was in secondary, I think. Yeah.
Bro, deep it. We're in uni, fam. Like, are you telling me that's not long? Like, imagine someone told me, during that time.
It's mad, but what it is, literally, it's been 5 years, bro. Like, I can't. Do you know what sounds like deep? Like 5 years, you know. What was I doing? It was 6 years now. It's 6 years this summer, like.
No. It's too long.
When did we win a trophy?
You know what I'm saying?
2017.
2017, yeah, 2017.
That's 4 years. That's 4 years, bro. 4 years, I'm telling you, someone could have had a youth and sent them to primary school, bro. That's I always say this.
You got a point.
And people don't think that's worrying, fam. I say Spurs United for a reason. The things we gas up is Spurs fans.
Good, it's facts. You're not even lying in that.
About you. Oh my
God. Man, and sending them to private school. You had large of the ice cream van in the background as well. And that's what it is. And now Ollie is being backed. You get what I'm saying with Sancho. And say we don't even get anyone else. You've still been the squad has still been added to. It's still a year in as well. So you get what I'm saying? Like that's how I'm looking at it. He still needs to improve. You spent a lot of money. And you have no trophies to show for. And I'm not even talking about the major trophies. I'm not talking Premier League and Champions League. I'm talking about competing for a FA Cup, competing for a League Cup, competing for a Europa League. Yes, we're back in the Champions League. And even if we had won the Europa League, yes, it's nice to get the silverware thing off our back because we've won a trophy. But that wasn't if someone would have said at the start of the season, you'll finish second because everyone's had a bad season and you'll win the Europa League, well, that means we went out of the Champions League. People forget the embarrassing fashion we exited the Champions League. People forget that.
Remember, I
people
said
forget that.
And I look like an idiot, bro. Because if you go back here, man was like 3-0 Villarreal. We'll beat them 3-0. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, you were saying the most.
Like, I said, winning should be like breathing for Man United. This competition, and they've got their first European trophy. I got their first European trophy, and we're out here sitting trophyless. What worries me, flawless, and I say this time and time again, bro, our players are bottled 2 trophies in 1 season, bro. Tell me that is not worrying, fam. Because I say this: winning trophies brings a mentality. At the end of the day, You can say this to me. It does. Harry Kane has bottled 2 trophies this season. You know, it might be Harry Kane. That's the reason. But listen, I'm joking. In it, it's not Harry Kane, but it's like
right. About to go off in the comments, but go on, fam.
No. But the thing is, for me, yeah, when you bottle so many trophies, yeah, because the amount of cup competition, I'm used to us getting knocked out of cup competitions on a regularly. Europa League. Look how us man got knocked out by Sevilla. That one was embarrassing, bro. They pulled out.
That was embarrassing, bro.
They got.
That was embarrassing.
They snuck up on us, man, bro. That's what they done, bro, with them goals, bro. The low crosses fucked us over differently, yeah. And I look back on them games and it's like, bro, the amount, because you know how this Europa League thing, yeah, people were championing it. They were like, this is gonna be a step forward. This is where Ollie's gonna be the guy. Can't wait to see him with the Europa League. Where is that now, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, if this
half them man banter Arsenal for being in it. That's what I don't
that's
get.
what I'm saying.
Like, half these man were bantering Arsenal like 2 minutes before getting it. Like, look, like, bruv, I think people think that we say that Ole should be winning Champions League. I'm not expecting that, bro. Of course, there's so many things like this guy's trying to plan, bruv, and they're getting him Sancho a year late. We know the board are horrible, yeah. I'm just expecting, I'm expecting from what you have to make the most out of it. You know, no one said that I'm expecting Ole to play liquid football and winning a Champions League. I'm not expecting that, G. But I'm expecting you to do the basics. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I say, exactly. Yeah, if you lended your mate £10, yeah, would you then trust him? And he didn't give it back to you? Would you then trust him to have 50 quid? Because that's what that's what we're trying to do right now. If my mate couldn't give me 10 quid, why would I give him 50 quid? I couldn't say, oh yeah, give me the process, yeah, give him some more time and he'll give you the money back, bro. We didn't give you 10 quid back. Why'd you expect him to give you 50? Why'd you expect him to give you 50? You wouldn't do it, would you? So it's just silly,
yes. And what's crazy about the Ollie thing as well is, again, you said it there. We're not even expecting you to win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. I've never said that. All I said was give us the best possible platform to succeed, compete. This team is good enough to compete. Good enough to win, no, because I don't believe we're better than City, no, and they have a better manager. Liverpool, better 11, better manager. Chelsea, arguably they have a better squad and they definitely have a better manager. So I'm not saying we should be finishing above those 3 teams. What I'm saying is we should be able to compete with those teams, and we are not giving ourselves the best possible play. Just by not attacking, just be brave. If we were brave and we got beat, everyone would be like, you know what, at least Ollie's going for it. He's trying it. There's a way to lose. There's a way to lose.
Is that the semi-final with England? Was anyone that angry? Bruv, literally, that's a perfect example, actually, semi-final with England. Everyone knew we didn't have the players. Everyone knew we weren't experienced enough to win that semi-final versus Croatia. But so everyone was like, okay, we've got as far as we could. We're fine. Yeah. But like, if Ole was like winning like FA Cups and Europa Leagues and he was changed the entire structure of the club, I'd be like, that's all right. You know, he gets sacked. I feel sorry for him. I would feel sorry for him. But I can't because you're not doing the basics, G. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, basically, like I would not have an issue. I would have an issue with the club. I wouldn't have an issue if Ole had won that Europa League, won an FA Cup, and finished like 80 points. I wouldn't care. Because of course I want him to win the Champions League, but realistically, with the team we have, we can't do that. But he's not doing that. Do you know what I mean? You got to give something to get something more. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to give something so they can. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. And
couldn't want us to
be from Aiden. Great analogy. At least, but the thing is, you mentioned it, and I've mentioned it before, Harris, many a times on this show and other shows as well that we've done in terms of winning can breed a winning mentality. You can get used to that. You can get a taste for it. I use it all the time. There's a reason Pep. Yeah, we run jokes about it. There's a reason why Pep targets the Carabao Cup. There's a reason why Mourinho in all 3 stints in England has targeted the Carabao Cup. I haven't actually
thought of that before.
There's a reason that man target that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the first way of getting silverware in. We've seen it even on United's run, if I remember correctly. Before we went on the run in 08 and we won the free league titles in the Champions League. If I remember correctly, it was the League Cup we won. It was the first trophy we won. Maybe in 07.
I didn't even think that's such a mad point, you know, bro. Do you think Pep does it for that? I've never thought of that, you know.
These man, that's why them man target. You know what I'm saying? It's the first one you can get. If you remember correctly, Ronaldo, that whole team, Ronaldo, Rooney, and them lot who hadn't won any trophies after Van Nistelrooy and Keane left. I think we won the League Cup maybe in 07. He targeted that, and then look what happens from that. And I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I'm saying it can help because you get used to, even though you're playing in a League Cup final.
Yeah, that's true.
The Champions League final is still a final. You know what I'm saying? And you get used to it.
Yeah.
We've seen this happen before. So Fergie's done it in the past. We've seen Pep do it. We've seen Mourinho do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if Tuchel did it. Would not surprise me if Tuchel this coming season did that. You know what I'm saying? But you get managers who are different, like a Klopp and a Poch, who solely focus on the major trophies. And it depends however you want to go about it, because Klopp's been successful. You know what I'm saying? Poch got his big move to PSG as well. But yeah, team, there's a reason for that. Winning breeds winning. You get me? Repetition, you are going to get better in that. Harris talks about, me and Harris, this to bring it this analogy back down. Harris was speaking the other week to me, I think it was after a show, about his first shows on here and how he looks back at them and he looks at it now. You know what I'm saying? Because you get better as you go along. Myself
I still
included.
think my shows were set you back in the days. You know?
Yeah, they would say you were bad. You would say, fam, you were. I've already said. Yeah, you don't cringe, but
you know it's like
you got better though. You know what I'm saying? And
your subconscious can't be like occupied. That's what I always say. Like even brother, I've just come back from the gym, and like when you do like your first few reps, it feels weird. Like you're thinking of it in your head, but when you get really used to it, you don't focus on like the technique or anything. You just focus on the mindset, and it allows you to get into a different space. When you first start, you're not going to lift heavy because you're thinking too much about the form. If I'm thinking about this arm, I'm going to forget this arm. If I'm thinking about that, that's why it's repetition. When you get to that penalty spot, you shouldn't be thinking about your technique. When you're playing football, you shouldn't be thinking about your position. You should be thinking about your mentality. Because when you stop, people underappreciate the power of the subconscious, because that is the mentality, bruv. That penalty shootout will have a massive impact on people with the England one and even the Man United one. Long term, people don't realize your subconscious has such an effect on you.
Facts. And the thing is, if England in the next World Cup now get to, say they're in a final or semi-final in a penalty shootout, then players will now be in a better state. They'll be in a better frame of mind to take those penalties. They might go out again, but now Saka's experienced that. Sancho, Rashford, even Maguire and Kane scoring. Being in that environment, you can't replicate pressure. You cannot replicate.
No, you can't.
You can train for it, but there's no replication. Like being a boxer, you can spar all day long. But once you're in a major fight, it's not the real thing. Even playing football, you can train football at our level. So I play Saturday League. You know what I'm saying? And we can train all day long, but being in a game, and it's obviously nowhere near professional. It's completely different. I know you play football, Aiden, as well. It's the same. Whether it's five-a-side or what, once you're playing opposition, it's completely different, 100%. But what we'll get onto as well, because I want to get your thoughts on this as well, Aiden, is the Paul Pogba situation. Do you see him staying? Do you think he leaves? And what do you want to happen also?
Well, you know, it's coming on to like Bruno a little bit and the midfield, but for me, the only midfield I want to see going forward is a 4-3-3 with a box-to-box, an advanced state, whether that's Pogba or Bruno in the DM. I don't want them playing in the same midfield. The only time I have ever seen that pulled off is with Pep. And he had Zinchenko as a left-back, and I actually thought, who would Pep play in that role if he was at Man United? I think he played Fossa Mensah. I think that's who would have played left-back or right-back. It's a mad shout, but I think he would have played that player there. But he fits that profile. We need that. We need touchline wingers, because Sane and Sterling were touchline wingers. People forget. Sane played on the left, even though he's left-footed. Sterling played on the right when he was right-footed. They also had Fernandinho, one of the best DMs ever, and they had company. They had company in Laporte. We don't have that. So for me, with Pogba, the only option we have is we either rotate them or we don't. And I don't think Bruno's going to get dropped. So I think he's just going to have to leave. And for me, the football fan in me, the person that loves football, the person that loves the beautiful game, that loves the artistry, that loves the incredible like movements, the ball. I think it's beautiful. You can make football beautiful. I want Pogba to leave. The Man United fan in me is like, you want him to stay. You want him to stay. Do you know like when man have been in relationships, and you know you're not ready for, and you're going through shit, you don't want to be peaked to your girl. You're like, you'd be better without me, but you're like, I just want you to stay. That's what I'm like, Pogba, bro. I want him to stay, but I know he'd be better without us.
Yeah, he would be. You know, he gets the respect he deserves. Yeah,
I see what I'm saying, G.
It's I agree. 50-50, G. Yes, it's a good goal.
It's like I don't know what to do. Like I want him to stay, but I just don't think, unless we had a good DM, unless we had a box-to-box like Camavinga, we're ever going to be able to get the best out of Pogba. And I think with a player of his caliber, he's got about 7-8 years left at the top. Go become a GOAT midfielder, bro. Do your thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll be good. We'll be good.
It's one of them. It is, because as a Manchester United fan, I don't want him to leave because I know the caliber of that player. You're not going to replace him. Even if we got 300 million for him in the transfer window, you're not going to replace him. Who do you go and get that brings you what?
Only De Jong is the only player I'd get. I'm saying, he's not even the same player.
Yeah, like he doesn't bring you. So it is with the Pogba situation. Does he? Will we ever see the best of him under this manager? Probably not.
No, because he's an absolute pagan. That's why, bro. That's why I've had enough of this. Let me tell you something, innit? If I had to define the Pogba situation right now, innit? Like, bro, I love this guy too much, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, you know what it feels like. If you man ever watch High School Musical, yeah, if you know about that song, Gotta Go My Own Way, yeah, if you know about that tune, Listen, if you know about that tune, Gotta Go My Own Way, that's how I feel about the Pogba situation, bro. Because I want this brother to leave. This brother needs to leave, yeah, because for the sake of his career. Because the way he's being utilized in this squad, it's like, bro, Bruno's the main man. And then, like, obviously, I can see why people are like, yeah, let's make him the main man. But I also don't agree with that at the same time. The way Pogba just gets shoehorned, left wing, right wing, CDM, for example, yeah, there was I don't know what that game it was. Yeah, Pogba moved into number 10 position, and he was absolutely sourcing it out this season. Yeah, there was one of these games, and you push Bruno out to the right or something like that. Yeah. Bro, this is what I'm saying. Bruno, for me, yeah, he's a very limited player and he's a flat track bully. In the big games, I said, don't even play him. Don't even play him. People are like, no. People were trying to... I see bare Man United fans get bare insecure when you say he's not a big game player. They start pulling up these stats. RB Leipzig, the penalty score, bro, they lost. You know what I'm trying to say? Flipping... The 5-0 one, he got an assist. Bro, we were like 3-4-0 up anyways. You know what I'm trying to say? Stat pad. Yeah. Flipping. What else? Man City scored the penalty. Bro, did you see that? He didn't even win the penalty. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, he scored it, bro. But it's like even Rashford could have stepped up and banged that one. And it's like, bro, you man are moving. Oh, the Chelsea assist, bro. But man just banged a sick corner in. Why lie, bro? You know what I'm trying to say? He hasn't... In my opinion, I've never seen a game where he's had an influence. Like, you know when Pogba done that 2-0, 3-2 against City, yeah? Or whatever, I forgot, like, time back here. He hasn't had a game like that for me. You know what I'm trying to say? He's had it against shit teams, mediocre teams.
Like Everton is the only team I could think, but that's not really, it's not the same level. Everton, like, City were going to win the title.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, Leicester, people gas up Leicester. I'm like, no, man, you shouldn't gas up Leicester, bro. Like, you need to know where you're at and where Leicester at, bro. Like, there's levels to this shit. And that's what I'm saying. Pogba's basically being shoehorned into every single fucking position I know, innit? You never know. Left back,
like he's some utility man.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
He's some utility man. Doing it right wing to stop Robertson. Like, why are you treating him like
I think Europeans... You know, I was going to say, I think mainland Europeans, like the Italy and all that, man, I think they think the way we treat Pogba is disgusting. Because if you ask any Italian man, if you ask any German man, they will literally say Pogba's one of the best midfielders in the world. They always say that. And it's like, the thing, my opinion is, the only position that Bruno is world-class in at the top level is in the 10. He is never at the number 8. I'm talking about top leagues. I'm talking about Sporting Lisbon. Showed that he's a better number 8 than Paul Pogba. There's not once where he's shown that. Yeah, in a 10 is completely different when you got McFred behind you. We are not going to win any big trophies playing McFred and Bruno in the 10. We're not going to win any big trophies playing like that. We need to have an 8. Now, if you're asking me, can we play 2 8s? No, we can't. We don't have the system. So the only other option you have is a 4-3-3 with a box-to-box. Now, who's the better left-sided number 8? It's not Bruno, it's Pogba. So
I reckon you can play Bruno the other side of that. That's the crazy part. I think he.
Do you know the reason why I say no? Is because Bruno's not mobile. I think Bruno, he runs around, but I don't think he'd be mobile enough to play there. I think he's a presser. He presses a little bit, but I don't think
even defensively, I can't lie, for a number 10 defensively, like the tackles he makes, I don't know what. Yeah, I'm pretty sure his like defensive numbers are all.
But then you'd have to limit Bruno, bro. That's the thing.
But I would be better off. I would limit it. The thing is, I've said this. I think if we limit him and his individual stats drop, I think the team stats go up.
I think we'd be better off having, in my opinion, as a number 8, I do agree with you what you're saying. At number 8, there's loads of players in the world that can play that role better. There's a box-to-box like him.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
Camavinga, in 5 years, Camavinga will be a much better, like, sort of right-sided 8 box-to-box than I think Bruno Fernandes will.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And that's the thing. It's like, I don't think you can't force him in there, but I think that, like, the only option, we can't play 2 8s because we don't have the facilities for that, big man, as Big Shaq said, yeah?
Yeah, but don't have the facilities for that, big man.
We can't play to McFred and a 10 because it won't win us anything. The only thing we can play is a 4-3-3, and Pogba is the better left-sided 8. So that's why I'd want to keep Pogba. Like, that's just...
No, but Aiden, let me ask you this, though.
Bambo, let us know about these quotes and we will get into it because I don't know what Casillas... is that Raul? Is it Perez? Let us know before we move on. Also, as well, Usman did have to dip out because he's got a show going on his channel. Please make sure, all the Sarcasm City TV army, subscribe to his channel. The link is in the title. It's Usman Talks United. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go like the video. I presume he's live on his channel. So yeah, man, go show love over there. Make sure you let him know that we sent you in it. So when we end, make sure you head over there. But subscribe to his channel. You can click the link right now and continue going. I mean, this show will continue going. So click the link right now, Usman Talks United. Go on, Harris, carry on.
Well, obviously, I agree with everything Aiden said, but just to do, devil's advocate, so some brothers ask me this. Why would you put our most creative player, a player who's got created the most chances, like in the Premier League, third in Europe or some stupid stat like that, got the most assists, you know what I'm trying to say, made the most, like, all of these creative stats here, why would you move him to number 8? You know what I'm trying to say, when he thrives in number 10? That's what they'll say to you, bro. And what would you respond to that, fam?
With that, I'd say that
because it's all stats.
It's easy. I'd say the only reason why Bruno is being able to get these stats is because of the way we're playing. And I would ask them, what won us more trophies and what got us more success? Bruno playing as a sole 10 or having an actual 8 in Pogba? It's Pogba, bruv. I'm telling you, there is not one team in the world that can do well playing everything through one player. It just doesn't work, bruv. Even people say, oh, yeah, what about Muller? He presses like quite a lot. He's a press player. He's a 10. Bruv, you don't remember that they had Thiago's deep man playmaker. Exactly. They have Alphonso Davies. They have all these man. Sane's a very creative player. He's not really an inside forward. They have creativity from other places. They also have Lewandowski up front. We don't, bruv. No, so it's like, I think the main thing is, you're never going to win a title playing McFred and Bruno in the 10. You're not going to win it. You're just not going to win it. Even if it's 2 DMs, the way Bruno plays, you can't win it. The only other option is 2 8s or a 4-3-3. Yeah. 2 8s we don't have the facilities for. And in a 4-3-3, Pogba's the better left-sided 8. So that is my conclusion.
But you know what they'd say to you, Aiden? They're like, but they'll be like, oh, fans like you deserve Andreas Pereira and all of that shit. And it's like, no, bro. You know what it is? It's like, bro, I don't have favoritism with players. Like, okay, favoritism exists to an extent because that's a lie if you say you don't have favorites. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And in every walk of life, you will have favorites, bro. Like, it's just that you don't want to answer it because it gets a bit techie sometimes. Imagine someone is like, who's your favorite friend? Like, I don't want to answer that with a group of people. You know what I'm trying to say? Get a bit techie. Yeah? Like, that's the thing. Like, everyone's got favorites, and if they say they don't, they're just chatting bullshit. Yeah. But what I would say with this whole Bruno Fernandes thing, bro, you know what it is? Yeah. Bruno Fernandes, I'll say this, and I'll say this time, he's a player that will get you to top 4. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's what Man United fans. That's why they love him so much, because they got us to top 4. He got us to top 4, and that was our aim.
Pogba wins you the title. That's what
I'm saying.
He's that type of difference maker 100% because he is that good. Because we've seen him win trophies for Juventus. We've seen
he's good, man. Bruno's good. Like, I'm not saying he's crap. Like, he's good, man. He's a very good player. No, but he's good,
but he's not Ballon d'Or level. When like people were saying,
and people need to see him for what he is, bro. Because I always say, like, if you can't tell me what makes a player good by their GA, like, is he that good though? And the thing is, the best thing I think about Bruno is the fact that he comes in late to the box and he scores a lot of goals. But is that really what we're looking for from a 10? Is that something we need?
Donny
like,
could do that, bro.
I don't know. It's like Donny gets into the box late, but it's like, I don't know. I just think that I think if like an actual season manager came in, I think they'd prefer Pogba. But that's just my inkling. But I just want either get money for Pogba now or sell him, or let him, or
I'd rather let him go on a free though. Like,
I wouldn't even. I'd rather just sell him, bro. Get a DM.
I hear what you're saying. You sell him. But, like, bro, do you really expect the Glazers to spend that money efficiently? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, these men will go out there.
If it's judging by this season, maybe. If we do for instance, let's say we do sign Varane and a DM, we can't complain about that summer.
But apparently Real Madrid are going to match the salary. I read that somewhere.
If they do, obviously, let me reiterate this again. I don't believe we sign Varane, people. Let me just keep putting that out there.
It's too much of a dream, man.
I think it's too good to be true. Let me just get into this quick from Bamboo. I don't know where this has popped up from, and I don't know why it says he's been a big failure of ours. The problem is people adore him, love to talk to him, they defend him so much. Why is he sending for Casillas? Like, what happened?
I think they're from ages ago. I can't lie.
Yeah, they're 2006. Man, saying 2006. You know what the thing is? I don't think Casillas. I don't think it's too harsh to call him a fraud, but I think that he is overrated, definitely, because I'm not a fan of goalkeepers that don't come for crosses, but that's my preference. These goal line goalkeepers, Casillas, Valdez, people got onto me about Navas, and look what Poch went and done. He went and got Donnarumma in that. I'm not a fan of these goal line goalkeepers.
But that could be Navas' agent.
Donnarumma, this guy has 328 appearances, and the Donny's flipping like 22, bruv.
Yeah,
this guy's literally gonna get 1,000 appearances. If nothing weird happens, there's no reason why he shouldn't. 1,000 appearances, you know. Bro, this guy could literally break the most appearances ever. He could literally play top level till he's 36 odd. It's mad.
No, bro, even till he's 40,
for the next 20 years.
Bro, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you know what he was with Donnarumma, I'd say. Bro, it took this Euros for people to start putting respect on his name. I knew that guy was a baller, bro. The whole time. That's why. No, but you like listen, because I got AC Milan, like my boy's AC Milan fan. Yeah, like I pay quite close attention to them because when I'm at his yard or at his accom, like obviously he bangs on the game innit, so I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, and I'm like, bro, this keeper is a madman, bro. Like this, look, bro, saved 2 penalties in a row, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? To be that ice cold at 22, bro. This guy was. That's what I'm saying. Now he's won the Euros. People starting to put respect on his name, bro. But yeah, man, Donnarumma's done his thing. PSG looking like they'll win the Champions League. Flawless. If they get Pogba, bro. If PSG don't win Champions League, I'll be shocked. You know, if they get Pogba.
If they sign Pogba, all they need is a Pogba and a left wing back, and they're set. 100%.
I don't watch Liga. But if they get Pogba, I'm definitely watching it.
Their team
Pogba, Neymar, Mbappe, Donnarumma, Hakimi. You tell me
that's the thing. I think Pogba, if we had a good manager, Man United is the best place to be for Pogba, I think, with the squad we have.
Yes.
Yeah. I genuinely think it is. Apart from I think people do underrate squad sometimes. Like, even if you look at Barcelona, they have Depay, Dembele, Griezmann, Messi, De Jong, Busquets, Pedri. Like, they have bare man, but I don't know. I think apart from La Liga, I don't think anywhere else is a step up for him.
Facts, and they can't even register two of them, man. Messi and
no, they can't, bro. So the only place he could go. But Real Madrid are on the decline. Like, I don't think he should. They're
in a rebuilding process.
No, but they'll come back.
For Pogba to become a GOAT midfielder, which is what I want him to, he can't be going PSG or like Bayern. I don't think he needs to be going to Real Madrid and shelling it out. But again, if you look at our squad in 3 years looks like it's going to be better than theirs. So
they're in a rebuilding process because they are. No, but Ramos is gone. It's looking like Varane's going. Cruz and Modric are older.
Who have they got left wing G? They've got flipping
Mr. playing against us.
The Vinicius G, and then they've got flipping Hazard, bruv. Gee, these guys are all injury prone or meaty. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear what you're saying. But speaking of preference, because obviously Bambo brought up the Casillas quotes because what Perez said about him, and I'm saying my preference. DMs, because everyone knows Manchester United need a DM as well as needed a centre back. We got the right winger. We're linked with Varane, but no DM links thus far. And again, it's a whole preference thing as well in regards to DMs of what you like. Do you want a more destructive DM like an Ndidi, or do you want a more deep line playmaker like a Declan Rice-esque? You know what I'm saying? Or a Ruben Neves, who's people mentioned. Aidan, what's your thoughts on the DMs? Like, what's your preference and what players would you like to see come in? Like 3 or 4, like if you have a top 3 like options, not in any order.
You know what? It's tricky, because I think the type of DM that we want is just like few and far between. Like, apart from Fabinho, I can't think of a DM that's like combative, good on the ball, can play long passes, is intelligent, experienced. There's not even anyone, and even people talk about Casemiro. Like, more time Casemiro. If you actually watch Real Madrid now, Kroos comes short from the centre back to collect the ball anyway. Like, it's more like a double pivot because Modric used to be like more of a 10, to be honest. So I don't know, the type of DM, I think, that football's just going towards double pivots. I don't think there's really any seasoned DMs out there. But if you're talking about pivot DMs, I don't know if you could have him as a lone 6, but I love Banaka or Benacer.
He's wavy, bro.
Is he playing the French league?
I flawless.
He plays at AC Milan.
Put it this way. You see when these man got Tonali and that, obviously Tonali had a lot of hype to him and that, that whole midfield last year was like Kessie, Chanaloglu and Benacer in it. That man will keep obviously Kessie and Benacer were the pivot, but Tonali was seen as this next big thing, bro. He's keeping him out of this team, bro. Like,
Benacer is sick. He's left-footed. He's got a great passing range to him. He'd probably be better than someone that's a bit more mobile, but I think he'd be a great option. Obviously, people like Locatelli are out there, which I really like. Realistically, I think we need to go towards a pivot. Like, I prefer a 4-3-3, but I just think the way football's going, in my opinion, I'd really like Benacer. But to be honest, like someone just asked me, who would you take from Barcelona? Ideal world, I'd take De Jong, G. And I tell you, De Jong, I know they want. I'm telling you, De Jong, I think this guy's top 3 midfielders in the world. Barcelona want to keep him until he's 35, 36, making an Iniesta type man. This guy's at 24. When I say this, De Jong is incredible. I have not seen such a press-resistant midfielder that can carry the ball, that's a passing range, just commands. He is the perfect pack. I'd pay 100 mil for that guy easy. If Barcelona sold us to him, that he is ridiculous. You could get 12 years out of this guy at the top level. Honestly, he's so good. I love De Jong, Can't gas this guy enough, bro.
So you got different options. So you said Benacer, you said De Jong. Anyone else who sticks out?
Locatelli, I rate Locatelli still.
Locatelli, but you know what? It's some man are good. They're all good names, yeah. Ada, I can't lie. De Jong, yeah, that's a dream, but that would never happen, yeah. Locatelli, I just see Juve snapping him up, bro, because Juve are gonna take him. Yeah. Everyone's talking about Declan Rice, yeah. It's gonna be a bloody Brexit thing. By the way, this is looking slap 100 mil on him, and bro, that's what it is. And it's like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to spend 100 mil on Declan Rice, yeah, when there's better out there. Like personally, I would just take Basuma. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you're playing
you
like
could
a
mold him
double
into one.
bro, like even hear me out on this one, yeah. Douglas Luiz, bruv. You know, I don't mind him in it. You know what I'm trying to say, bro? There's certain players because Fred and McTominay, I've set the bar so low, yeah. I'm telling you, Douglas Luiz came United, bro. He would actually improve us, bro. As weird as that sounds, he would.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Large up everyone who is tuned in currently, you know what I'm saying? Please make sure you hit the like button. Girls, up to 50 likes before we close out. We are going to close out in the next 10 minutes or so. So get your questions in. Keep it Manchester United related as well, people. But we will, if it's a real good one, obviously we'll answer. We'll get your questions in for us in the last 10 minutes. Don't forget as well, this show is also available on audio-only platforms as well. So if you want to listen to this as a podcast, audio podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, link is underneath in the description. Wherever you listen to podcasts, just type in Sarcasm City TV. Also, if you want to help support the channel further, you can become a Sarcasm City TV member. Link is underneath in the description as well. Dante here says thoughts on Rice's performance in the final. He was good. He was good in the final.
I think he was
he was good. Do I want him at Manchester United? No. Not even for the right price do I want him at Manchester United? No. But he was good in the final, and I'll give him his credit. He was. Yeah. Go on, Aiden. What was your thoughts on his performance in the final?
Yeah, no, I thought he was good. I just don't think he was the issue. I literally just think the formation change is the issue. I think Rice is good, but again, like Rice isn't really a holding DM sort of six type thing. He's not. I just think. Do you know what I just think? Yeah, we've got so many issues with personnel. Pogba is a left-sided offensive 8, yeah? Bruno is a 10. We don't have a DM. We don't have a proper box-to-box. We don't have a proper combative 6. We've got players like Wan-Bissaka playing that can't play out the back. We've got De Gea playing that can't play out the back when Ole wants to play out the back. We've got a centre-back stepping up when he's leaving the player next to him, Lindelof, vulnerable. We have players. We have two wide strikers, and we have a number 9 that doesn't score enough. Like, the whole team just is not cohesive. It is not cohesive. Like,
but that midfield's the worst problem, though. It is actually the worst problem.
Yeah. That your thoughts on it, though, Harris? Thoughts on
bro, I thought it was a good performance. Like, why lie to you, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? But it's like, I'm going to be real, innit? Like, fuck all of that, bro. Like, England lost at the end of the day. You know what I'm trying to say? So it doesn't matter, bro. Like, he shouldn't have taken Rice off, in my opinion, to bring on Henderson. Yeah. Like, I thought Henderson was worse, man.
Henderson did nothing. I think Mount should have come off much earlier. Mount was I forgot Mount was on the pitch. Like, I think Mount was a mistake. Grealish had started. He shouldn't have changed from the back 5 because we did not get him behind at all after that. And Kane wasn't getting on the ball at all. I think those are the main 2 changes. The rest was calm, but just that and the penalty takers, man. I still have video of that. It was the most painful thing. I've got a Saka missed penalty. The pub, the noise it made when he missed it. They were like, "Oh, mate, man was just like, yeah, it was horrible."
I admit it, bro. It's sad when I see them penalty misses, bro. You know, I don't even support England, but when I like Rashford, Sancho, all these players, even Saka, and when I saw him miss, I was like, nah, man, I was like, bro, this is just peak, bro.
These man, literally, I was out with my boys, in North London, and one of my mates, he's black. He went home straight away. He was that scared. After the match. My man just left, and I was like, bro, like, I felt for him, bro. Like, he genuinely just didn't want to be outside. He was that scared.
I watched that.
People moving,
I was chilling.
Man was chilling. But yeah, it's sad, man. Do you know what the thing is? I just look at Saka, bro. I'm like, this guy. But do you know what I look at though? Ronaldo missed that penalty Champions League final. Everyone misses him, bro. Like, it's the way it goes. Like,
we've seen Jorginho miss a penalty in that shootout, and he's one of the best penalty takers in Europe. And we've seen Jorginho miss, so it happens.
Can I just say though, Pickford, underrated. I think this guy for England is incredible. Did you see? He was like, come at it, and you saved this pen. Gee, Pickford, I rate so much. Not for Everton, but for England, he's cold, bro.
No, but for England, I agree with England, but let's see. You know what? You never know. You could come back better for this season for Everton, but we'll see in it. Because
Mind you asked me favorite United shirt.
Yeah.
And now I've got my United shirt out still. I'll get my
yeah.
Listen, bro. I'm saying,
just before we get to that as well, I'm just reading this because it is breaking news, and you do love to see these type of things.
What just happened here?
I'll tell you now. 1 second, just get it up. Man, 50-year-old arrested over alleged racist Rashford tweet. So an investigation by police into a racist tweet aimed at English forward Marcus Rashford has resulted in the arrest of a 50-year-old man. The suspect has been released under investigation. So let's hope so, innit? You know what I'm saying? In that, like, I love to see racists get outed. That's why I stopped the show, just to say that. And for you idiots who don't understand, nobody is saying that Rashford, Sancho, and Saka shouldn't be criticized for missing penalties.
Yeah,
that's not the problem. I have no issue with somebody coming on there and saying their penalty should have been better. Rashford's penalty should have been better. Sancho's and Saka's. The problem is when you abuse these men because of the color of their skin, when you racially abuse these men, that is the problem. Also, another problem on the footballing side of things is when people say, "Oh, Saka's overrated." Why? Because he missed the penalty. Saka's a baller. Don't care what anyone's telling you. Rashford's baller. You know what I'm saying? Sancho's baller. Quality players. So because they miss penalties, they're dead. So yes, people are trying to trying to mix the two arguments. I'm not saying they shouldn't be criticized for missing penalties. They shouldn't be criticized for the color of their skin. You know what I'm saying? And if you believe that, you are a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? That's all I have to say about that. Go on.
You know what, like, but speak on this here, bro. This shit is common knowledge. I've been saying, like, it's like, bro, you should know this. You know what I'm trying to say? But people are actually. I didn't realize how dumb people are. You know what I'm saying? People are actually.
What? Please, deep. The man arrested is a youth football coach,
bro. That's what I'm saying.
This
is what I'm saying. Flawless. You see that brother?
You just gotta laugh, otherwise you'll cry, innit? You just gotta laugh, otherwise you'll cry, bro. What?
Oh my!
Football coach.
He's a football coach, and people think racism doesn't exist in football, or racism is not well and alive in England. Are you mad,
bro? Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, Flawless. Yeah, they literally tell you in school, bruv. You know what I'm trying to say? Not to do this shit. Yeah, they let you, like, your parents tell. I'm assuming your parents tell you. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, everyone around you pretty much tells you. Yeah, and it's like these men are still out here doing this. It's like, bro, where is their brain at? Tell me that, Flawless. Like, where is their brain at? Because it's like they don't have. But it's like. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. It's sad, innit? But racism will always exist. Like, it will always exist. You're always gonna have idiots out there, bro. No matter what, innit? But you can limit it, innit? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And it's like,
they're not exposed to it, bro.
Sorry,
they're not exposed to it for culture. But can I just say, yeah, it's one thing. When I went uni, yeah, I'm not gonna say this city I went to, and you know, obviously, I'm at uni. People that have come, yeah, a lot of them are from, like. There's sheep within a 5 mile radius of the house. Put it like that, yeah. They're from a rural area.
Yeah, like Cornwall.
The way they treat. The thing is, I'm from London. I think I'm a bit ignorant, to be honest. I think everyone's calm with, like, different types of people, like, whatever. The way they react is different. Well, the language they use is different. I remember I brought 2 of my boys up. Yeah, one's from Iran. He came here in year 5, and another one's Turkish. They were mad. They were like, "What? Hey, they're your friends, yeah?" They were like, "They're not English." I was like, "Yeah, like, yeah." Like, you don't realize if you step out of, like, Manny, London, like Liverpool, all the big cities, it's not like that in the rural areas.
It's just a norm, innit? Yeah, in the rural areas.
They just don't realize it. Yeah. And sometimes it's not even like, they just hate. They're just dumb. They don't even deep it. Like even people with me, like with my surname, because I'm from like Eastern European heritage, like move different when they feel it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it just. I think when you're in a city, you don't realize outside of the city, bro, people are different. They're different.
See, where I'm from, it's like it's the biggest town in the UK, but it's like it's still kind of mixed. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like I hear what you're saying.
It's normal to be, because when you're in major cities, mixing with people from early is just normal. Colors in it. It's not all one race. Whereas if you are from a place, a rural area that is all whites, when you do see black people, Asian people, you're gonna be like. It's gonna be not even in a bad way. You're gonna be shocked. Like, because you're not used to it. Culture shock. That's the word.
But you know what is Flawless? I say, but you can educate them people. You know what I'm trying to say. I've met certain people like that, and you know what it is. You just tell them once, like you educate them, And like, they more time, so they learn. Like if they're open to learning, they learn in it. You know what I'm trying to say? People. One thing I say is people shouldn't be afraid to ask questions. Like if you're generally being serious, and it's like you generally don't know, like I'll answer it for you. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like that's only right. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's how, because what it is, and I say this, it's a lack of understanding and miscommunication between people why this type of stuff happens. And it's like, if more people understand people better, I feel like, bro, we'll live in a better society.
Definitely for the younger people. And then you get people who are just straight ignorant, like this youth coach. How are you a youth coach? How are you getting into football? I don't know where he is a youth coach.
No,
but probably, unless it's a rural area, there's probably black players playing in your youth.
Definitely.
It's highly likely, depending on wherever you're at. Go on.
I'm not surprised with the football youth coaches being like racist and stuff, because I was watching this one documentary of like why it was from a documentary, I don't know which one, but I was on TikTok in it, and this brother's like, the youth coach was literally like, don't scout, like the youth coach was told not to scout Asian footballers. You know what I'm trying to say? Tell me that's not mad. You know what I'm trying to say? They could have all the talent.
All the time.
You know, that's sad though when you hear that. You know what I'm trying to say? Not to. Like,
if I remember correctly, there was a coach at Manchester City. This was a couple of years back, and I think he was fired because he was like put a white. He was like Sancho, saying along the lines of in central midfield, put a white player in there. He's intelligent, and then put a black player and just get a BBQ, and it was just stood for big, black, and quick. You know what I'm saying? Because
have you seen the statistics though? How they describe those players? You know, there's a study that came out. What was it? The study that came out, like, so just like every black midfielder's over 6 foot. ManDem say, "Oh, next Pogba." They're nothing like Pogba. People come out like Samari. Oh my god, next Pogba. They're nothing like them. You know,
just because you're 6 foot plus and black, you're Pogba. Yeah. That's what it is.
And it's like the only black player that actually is close to Pogba is Toure. That's it. There's not anyone else I can think of.
And even them two, and even those two were different in terms of like how they maneuver with the ball, like. Pogba's just much more elegant. I mean, he's much more long range passer than that. Whereas Yaya Toure would pick up the ball and was a great dribbler, but they never talk about his dribbling.
I loved it.
They never talk about how good he was with the ball at his feet. You know what I'm saying? And it's always pace, power, strength. That's what they always. Vieira's another one, quality baller. One of my favorite midfielders in the Premier League area. Think with Vieira. Think similar. It's like Pogba and Yaya Toure kind of mixed. Like offensively, he was quality, and defensively, he was quality. He could do everything.
You know how mad of a player that sounds. What you?
That's Vieira. Vieira could do. Vieira couldn't do. He could do everything. Do I believe he was offensive as good as Pogba? No, but what I'm saying is, think a mix between those two. Kind of. He wasn't as offensively good as Pogba, but there isn't many who are as offensive. But Vieira could play right foot, left foot, get into the box, score goals, got up and down, get me strong, great feet, and he's playing in a quality era as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's mad. It's crazy.
But you know what? Another thing, Flawless, though. This is one thing I'll say, and with this host, bro, it's sad, but it's like that man don't even show their faces. Like that tells you everything about it. They're too scared. If they come, bro, you know what it is, they're too scared to show you their faces. That tells you everything, bro. That man are pussies at the end of the day. All of them, they're out here chatting shit on the TL. Like, bro, it's a football match. You know what I'm trying to say, bro? Like, I will never beef anyone over football. Someone could be Ollie in, but that doesn't mean it's a reason to hate the person. Like, people are out here. People are out here hating on you, bro. You know what I'm trying to do? They're generally out here hating.
When I see you, it's this, that, and the third. Why? Because I have a different footballing opinion from you.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I would never war somebody because of their footballing opinion being not personal, their footballing opinion being different from mine. I'm only out there.
Someone could say to me, someone could say the most ridiculous thing, like in football, bro. It's like, bro, like if you're a good person or like I fuck with you as a person, that's calm. But come on, man, some of these men are moving childish. How you beefing over football, bro? There's better things, bro. There's go.
Flawless. Why are you surprised? The history of the way some youth coaches have moved with sexual abuse and racism towards youngsters is mad and it's forever brushed under the carpet. That's what it is, because it's brushed under the carpet, and that's why I did not expect you to say, he's a youth coach as well. Like when we found out previously. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to that as well. I will get to that. I will. I get to that. The way some youth coaches.
Cool, I'm gonna check that out now.
I'm gonna get to that as well. The way some youth coaches. The way when Rashford was previously racially abused as well, and it was a teacher and that. It's just mad how these men feel comfortable enough because they think they'll get lost in the crowd because they're getting so much racial abuse. It's like, all right, this is the time to get him. A teacher and a youth coach, This is mad to think these people are just here in society.
I'm really not
saying
surprised.
It's crazy. It's not a surprise. It's just crazy, fam.
To them, it's just a job. To them, it's just a job. They don't give a shit
but
like that.
If this is how backwards it is being racist, why go into something where you're gonna meet other races? If you're racist, go be with your own people. Get me, people of your race in an area and do a job where you don't interact with nobody of another color and that. Why go be a teacher or a youth coach? Because it's all right when you make money off of it. That's why.
I know, I hear it, bro. I've experienced that so many times where it's like, bro, I know this teacher won't openly admit they're racist, but it's like I can tell they don't like me for some type of reason. You know what I'm trying to say? But I've had past experiences like that in school, bro, and it's like dumb ones. Like that's what I'm saying. These man, they need to know better, bro. They're out here tweeting stupid stuff. People think because they're on the internet they're protected, bro. People will find you at the end of the day, bro. Like, yeah. Blood.
But we will get to this. So Fabrizio reportedly tweeted about Varane. I've not seen it. What has he said? What has he said?
It's just recycled, bro. I'll quote it now. It's honestly recycled from what I can see. He just said Manchester United are now back in direct contact with Real Madrid for Rafael Varane after opening talks some weeks ago. Negotiations on personal terms are not an issue. Man United have confirmed their intention to sign Varane. Official bid once they'll know Real's final position, but we know it's for time. Like we've known this. It's not.
All right, so we just repeating what we already know.
It's regurgitated shit, basically. As moral of the story, we've gone from one step forward. That's all it is, innit? Not even one step, half a step forward, innit? That's what it is. And bro, listen, if we land Varane, but man will be gassed or still in it.
100%. That's a massive step.
I'm trying to see Lindelof, and I'm trying to see some winners in this team, bro. Like.
Yeah, that's a massive step, 100% in the right direction. But yes, of course, here on ManDem United and on Sarcasm City TV and any platform I'm on, we'll always talk about racism and racial issues. 100% we will. Me and Stroh spoke about it on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Well, yesterday, sorry, I'm from a Third Eye View. We're speaking on it today as well, because that's obviously broke. So we'll continue to talk about it and everything like that. But we hope you lot have enjoyed the show. Large of everyone that's locked. We've had well over 50 people for the majority of the show locked in. The channel continues to grow. Please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back, you hit that like button. Make sure you do that. Share it across all the socials. Make sure you follow me, Twitter and Instagram at Absolutely Flawless. And that way you can find Harris, you can find Aiden, you can also find Usman as well. And you can retweet and like from there. Follow all the ManDem. Subscribe to Usman Talks United. It is in the title. Subscribe to Sarcasm City TV too. Make sure you hit the notification bell. I may do a fan calling show today, and it'll be on exclusively on Twitch, because like I said, some shows will be on Twitch solely. So we got the Jamaica Gold Cup watch-alongs. They'll be on Twitch. Fan calling shows will also be exclusively on Twitch. The American basketball, the Olympics, the USA men's team, that'll be on Twitch.
Are you doing
only.
American basketball watch-along?
Yeah. 100%. Yes.
Right, bro. You're doing watch-alongs for everything, fam.
We gotta stay working, fam. Yeah, I'm saying, just because the Euros and Copa America is over, we don't stop, fam. And large of everyone who has been supporting, because obviously that was the biggest live stream we've done, was the Euros final. He did 18K. He's on his way to 19K. The video trended, so I'm gassed about that. We're over 3K, road to 4K now. But yeah, man, love up to everyone who's supporting. Yeah, man, the way people supporting is a mad thing. But yo, Aiden, it's been blessed having you. Anything you want to add? I know you said you're starting a new Twitter account, but yeah, anything you want to add, let people know where they can find you, what you got going on, etc.
Yeah, just follow me, United Aiden, UTC Aiden with 2 N's. Yeah, not got much plan right now. I'm gonna start doing some comp making stuff soon, but yeah, loved coming on Flawless's channel. Love big up everyone on, and yeah, man, I have fun, man. Hope everyone else did as well.
100%. Yeah, man, we're gonna bring you back. Therefore, the comment, the supporters liked you as well in the comments, so we definitely gonna bring you back on. I told you, people, only bring you the best guests on the channel. You know what I'm saying? Harris, my young G, what are you telling me? Anything you want to add before we bounce?
I say, obviously Usman ain't here. Shout out to him, shout out to Aiden for coming on in it. Love to all the chat, because you might hold it down each and every. Bro, who's trying to ring me right now, bro? Hold on. Yeah.
He's got tigs on them.
No,
isn't it? Like, right, you said it would only be an hour and a half and that, and you've gone over.
I wouldn't even tell him.
Sugar and that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. No. But yeah, shout out to the chat. Obviously, get the channel to like 4K subs, brother. You man can do the thing, bro. But obviously, like I forgot what I was gonna say. But moral of the story is in it. Shout out to you, man, in it.
Yeah, man. Large up everyone supporting and that. Like I say, keep an eye on the upcoming live stream section, people. That lets you know all the shows that are coming up, do on a weekly basis. So it's all the way to Sunday. So yeah, man. What we got to, like I said, fan calling show. But when I do the Twitch only shows as well, people, I make sure I go live on the YouTube before to remind everyone so they know to head over to the Twitch. All the regular weekly shows will continue on YouTube and Twitch. So you'll get Agenda FC tomorrow, the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. Then obviously ManDem United will be back Thursday as well. Friday, I'm not sure what's going on, and then Saturday and Sunday you'll get the Sarcasm City podcast and the Sports Q&A as well. Oh yeah, I forgot as well. The NBA Finals watch-alongs will continue. So wherever it goes, it finishes it by Game 5 or to Game 7. We will continue. I think is it tonight or is it tomorrow night?
No, it's tomorrow. But you man, stay tuned for
night.
that because that's one of the 30th things going, bro. The 30th streams. You man actually watch that, bro. That's lit. That's where you get a more awakened version of me in it. That's what I'm trying. That's probably the latest. Yeah. That's my like. You know, I love this stream. I love all my streams. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Shout out to Sarcasm City and my man Flawless. Big up the finished article. Big up the squad. Says Junior Swag King. Bullet M says Aiden is solid. Facts, man. You know what I'm saying? Only be you the best, 100%. Oh yeah, I let him because we did cut him off. Football shirt. What his favorite shirt was. Let him pull out his football shirt. There you go. Oh yeah, banging. Yeah. Fully understand.
Yeah,
fully understand.
Final thing, G.
But no one buy the new merch. That's what I'm saying. Don't buy the new merch.
Yeah, I buy old tops. I just buy like
I'll buy
Depop, innit?
You know, I'll buy fake.
I just buy Depop.
I might have to get that title for you in
16 shirts.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy some old shirts.
I'm gonna get old shirts, bro. That's the way, bro. Yeah. You know.
Do you know what this shirt brand honestly, this shirt from that classic football shirt is probably worth about 200 quid. I got this for 40 quid. Original.
Mad. See, I'd rather have
legit.
That's so much paying.
I'm gonna get some old school shirt. Yeah.
Peng, bro. 100%.
100%.
I wanna go
100%. Dante says, yeah, United. Finished article says yes, Rashid repping the Pakistani boys. Go on, man. Yeah, me Shazad here.
Bro, shout out finished article.
Finished article. That's my done Shazad. Yo, large up Shazad. You lot
Shazad,
make sure you go subscribe to the channel. He was on the Q&A.
Listen, I think Pakistan beat England in cricket today, if I'm right. You know.
Oh, you man finally got a win, yeah?
Listen,
you man
bro,
2-1
we're not
down.
dead, like, bro. Us man are better than you. I don't want to hear it.
Go check the rankings on that, fam. We play you soon. Innit?
I want to play you soon. Yeah, us man are winning so far right now.
Yeah, it's about time. We winning too. Get me? We beating Australia.
27, bro. 27. You're getting cooked, G. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Pakistan versus West Indies. That's
we go do the watch-alongs, fam. T20, 100%.
This is over for you, my bro. This is over.
T20 watch-alongs, people. We're going to continue to keep the content rolling. Pre-season watch-alongs, Dante. That is a great idea, and yes, it will be happening. We will be bringing you Manchester United pre-season watch-alongs, 100%. It might be on Twitch only, but you'll get the pre-season watch-alongs. Junior Swag King says bear watch. Enough watch-alongs for everything. We got football watch-alongs. We got cricket. We got the Gold Cup, you know what I'm saying, with Jamaica doing them watch-alongs as well. There's so much Olympic basketball.
Do the Asia Cup watch-alongs.
Keep an eye. When's the Asia Cup?
I don't know. If Pakistan in the qualifiers, man's there today. Man, I've never seen a football team play. I don't think we have.
Yeah, man. You have not? Does Pakistan not have a football team?
We have one, team? But I think we're so dead. Like, honestly, you might get like we're actually shit, bro.
Yeah, Shazad, I'll shout you in that for the T20 and that because that West Indies Pakistan watch along is gonna be crazy because you got Shazad.
So India playing England next week, or something. Next Friday,
no,
on August. That's in August.
Oh yeah. No. I was saying right now they're playing Pakistan in the ODI. If we beat them, man will be gas, man. We can run some slander down.
We are going to do that because obviously the West Indies, Pakistan, obviously you have Harris on here, Shazad on here. Who else said they're jumping on? Someone else said they're jumping on to represent Pakistan as well. So that should be Harry, Ryan. How did I forget Ryan and West Indies? Obviously myself.
Oh my gosh, bro! Arsenal are losing.
Arsenal losing. Hey, you know football's back when Arsenal are losing to Hibernian out here and Williams trending. So salute to Arsenal, innit? You know what I'm saying? The gift that keeps on giving. But yeah, man, love to everyone who has locked in. I've really enjoyed this show, and it big up everyone supporting. And we will be back with this show on Thursday, people. But this has been the ManDem United podcast on Sarcasm City TV. Thank you very much for tuning in.